Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he. Do we have 2 weeks to be goofy, or do we behave ourselves now?
Yeah, so like he starts on, I think they said the 12th.
Okay.
Of February.
We're gonna go nuts in there.
So I'm trying to get this right. So he starts, and then you go on a mini vacation. Is it that week? Later that week, right?
Yeah, that's after the that's the start of the All-Star break, and then you're gone.
And then I'm gone the following week.
Yeah.
Which is probably good. Let him come in,
Right.
settle in.
Not see anybody.
We should probably hit him up when we meet him on that Monday. Be like, hey, great to meet you. We're going to need some fill-ins. Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
But he's a younger guy to you and me. It's always good when a fresh young boss comes in.
Yeah.
Hey, olds, here's how it's done. From Fresno.
Mm-hmm.
So, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
You know.
You have not met him yet?
I have not spoken.
There was a quick pass through. Maybe it was when you were in England. Just a real quick pass through.
Oh, he came through?
Yeah.
Oh,
real quick.
Well, it's funny.
Did he get the job because Sacramento is Bulldog country?
Oh.
Chris might be onto it.
He might be.
Yeah.
This is not Bulldog country.
What if he was behind that?
Bad start. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to have to turn that one around.
There's time.
There's a lot of Bulldog fans up here.
Sure, but it's not Bulldog country.
No.
Yeah. Stingers are up.
It's funny because, let's see. I'm trying to count here. It's Brian, you, Sherritt?
You missed one.
Hold on. Wait, okay, hold on.
After me.
That's a respectable job.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. After you. Okay, hold on. Brian. Shut up, Chris. Wait. So
after me.
There was somebody after you, but before Brian? No, come on.
Wow.
I promise.
Okay, he's not doing it. We're not going to help him, Chris.
No, don't help. No, I don't want help.
Yeah.
That's a respectable job.
Yeah.
Wasn't Jay. He never got the job. Shut up, Chris.
Chris is still laughing hard in it.
All right, hold on.
Watching highlights up there?
I should 100% know this.
Yeah.
I mean,
God. Okay.
There
Yeah.
you go.
All right.
I was going to say, you met with him for dinner before you got the job.
Well, you know, the
Tip of the hat to you.
The worst thing. That's right, Nick. I'm sorry. You're right. The worst thing is that I was actually going into a thing that had to do partially with Nick, which makes it even worse that I didn't remember Nick. Because I was going to say, other than you, who obviously I already knew very well, It was funny because the previous two new PDs here, our management, almost like I really appreciated it, but it was almost like uncomfortable. We're like, hey, we want you to have a conversation with these guys before they come in. Want you to, like with Nick, Jay and I went out to dinner with him and then kind of reported back, like, what do you think? They wanted our weigh in. Like, what do you think of this guy? And then with Brian, we had a couple of really good conversations on the phone, and it was like, hey, what do you think of this guy? So, like, other than you, who, again, super familiar with, the last two PDs we've had, Nick and Brian, there was like an interview process in which we were involved in.
You were involved.
I was involved. Right. Yeah, that's true. Which you should have been involved in too. I didn't like that. But then I reported to you and was like, hey, he's okay. I didn't do that. I was trying to make it sound better on there. So then this guy, I find out he's hired on because a company email went out, and then I read it on Jason Barrett's website.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's where honestly, I saw that because I don't check my company email as much as I should. I actually saw it on Twitter that we had a new program director off of Jason's website. I was like, oh, well, that's cool. And by the way, like, I'm not freaking Kevin Durant. I should have no say in who the new PD is. It's just kind of a different deal.
I wish you weren't a liar.
So I hope this guy is good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, we're always going to start out on the best foot. Like right now, he's the best PD ever. That's where they start with me.
Mm-hmm.
Best PD ever. Like, couldn't have come at a better time. Super looking forward to working together.
Hey,
mine starts with, well, they can't be the worst one we've ever had.
What are your PD rankings? I'm sitting here staring at you.
Well, you air checked me that one time and it didn't go well. So that's like the only mark you have, though.
Yeah. It didn't go well. I thought we had fun with it.
No, we did have fun with it. How do I say this with it sounding awesome? I know, right? This is one of those things where I'm going to say it, and I'm
ready to go home. I need to.
I hope it sounds as good coming out of my mouth as it does in my brain. Like, though I respected, of course, your authority, I never looked at you as a boss. I looked at you as a friend who was guiding us places.
Okay.
I hope that makes sense. That's the best compliment I can give. Like a partner.
You don't have to give a compliment.
No, but I'm being serious. Like, so when I think of like PDs, when I'm ranking them or I'm really doing that type of thing, it's like everyone else was really kind of a boss first, and then, whoever they were second.
So Nick felt like your boss?
Oh, Nick was such an ass. No, never. To me.
So Brian felt like your boss.
Nick and I started out great, actually. Nick and I were on the same page. I was actually semi-excited. And by the way, people run with that at radio. Nick was fine. Nick was good. Nick and I just butted heads on some things. Nick had his ways, and I'm sure I annoyed the piss out of him, and he annoyed the piss out of me, and we just, it just happens sometimes. I'm not the easiest. I totally get that, but I try. Doesn't mean it works, but I try.
Yeah.
I'm sure he did too. Even the one, even Kevin Sherritts. I used to be roommates with Kevin.
Right.
Kevin's one of my closest friends.
Yeah.
But even when he came in, he had been gone for so long that it was very much like a kind of a boss thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to give him that respect. But because I think a lot of it too was that with you, which was my preferred, like that to me is the preferred setup, because you were the boss, but you were also in the trenches with us too.
Yeah.
Like you were on the air. You were out, you could see both sides of the situation, almost like a player coach. But I think this is gonna be like the youngest PD of our tenure.
Yeah. And we've both been here so long, Ramey was we were so stable for so long.
Yes.
And then since it's just, we've had so many.
You guys have had one more PD than I have.
Just because of Mike was here forever.
All right. Let's do this. Okay. Mark Evans.
Oh, after Ramey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff McMurray.
Yeah.
Was Steve Garland a PD for us for like
not for us?
No, okay.
And then it kind of gets
it gets murky. Well, like Byron was kind of our PD, sort of, but he was really just a psycho. By the way, has anybody seen his comedy?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it good? No, I mean honestly,
it's okay.
I feel like Byron, one of our ex-boss is out there doing comedy now, and I actually kind of want to see. I have a feeling even though when I first heard it, I was like, no way. Because Byron and I really butted heads. It's hard for me to But then I was like, you know what, though? He was kind of funny. I could actually see Byron being a very good comedian. I don't know if he is. I haven't seen a word, but when it sunk in, I was like, Byron could actually be a really good comedian. I hope he does well. But Byron, who is between Byron and Kevin, or what did Kevin?
There was one before Byron.
Was it before or after Byron?
I think it was Byron, then this person, and then Byron again.
Yeah, you worked very closely with.
Very closely.
As closely as you do with Chris and I.
Okay, so I was on the show with this person.
Yes. Wow, Chris is laughing hard in there. You're having a morning.
One
of your heroes.
Oh, God. See, the problem is that sometimes I block these things out. Yes. So Don Geronimo.
Yeah.
Really blocked that one out. Don. And then...
then I feel like it was Byron, then
Byron-ish, and then Kevin,
like maybe even Rosie in a little bit there.
Rosie
kind of
counts. I think he was like an interim, but a long interim,
and he might have been kind of yeah. He was before Kevin, and then Kevin.
It's funny how things change sometimes when that relationship happens, because up until Rosie was the PD. Like Rosie and I had a wonderful relationship. Really, like, I mean, I don't think he would care now, but like when the station fired me in 2012 and I was starting up my podcast, I needed a voice guy. And literally, like, Rosie did all this. I met him in the parking lot of the station. He laid down all this great voice work for me. He was the voice of the station for nothing. And like, I like literally put some money in his pocket. I was like, please take this. And it's not enough, but thank you so much. And he was just doing it. And then, I'm back, and then he's the PD, and then it's like, and I think a lot of that too is just because everything above and to the sides, that better than anybody. You got things you want to do, but you have pressures from your bosses. And, so then Rosie, Kevin got in there, and then we left it all. So what is that, like approaching 10?
Probably.
10 in like 15 years.
And we've had one more than you. Will that be Ramey?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you weren't here for Ramey.
I think I started like a week after he left.
Wow.
That was a big deal. Wait a minute. Why is Mark Baronic's name coming up in my head? Did Mark was just sales, right?
Yeah, correct.
Oh, because he was a sales manager for a while. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, weirdo. Party of one.
Oh, everybody's enjoying us going through our history. Oh, the station's been around a long time. A lot of people listen to it forever. So we got a new guy.
Yeah.
We got a new guy coming in. We're excited. He'll be in February 12th. We'll do everything we can to relay what we can. Young, Fresno. I think is what did it say in the thing? I just want to share stuff from the release. His dad, longtime program director, so it's in the family.
Yeah.
This isn't a stepping stone for him. KHTK is one of those launch pads. There's a big move for him.
Yeah.
So, we start playing like Christmas classics during the breaks and stuff. You'll know it's not our decision. In the meantime, we have a big show for you today. For the last couple of weeks, the inmates run the asylum. So Emil's going to join us.
Yes.
Let's talk Niners with him at 9. What do you think?
Let's do that.
Katie will join us at 8.
Kings at 8.
That's 11 a.m. her time.
Oh, yeah, she's ready.
I talked to her yesterday, right after the show. She called, and she was walking through Miami. I guess they switched hotels, and she got up at like 12:30 Miami time or something. Got some sleep because they got in late, and then I was on the phone with her while she was searching for coffee. I don't know if she found it. I think she did.
Okay,
we'll get an update on that. Jim Les, for the second straight week, is going to join us at 7 a.m. Not after a Kings loss.
No, but he had a loss. Yeah, we were good luck for him. They had a tough one.
Stinky.
Yeah, I think that we should open the show with an apology, because remember at the end of the last interview, he was like, "You guys are good luck for me too."
Yeah, we'll open with an apology.
All right, so Jim Les, we will apologize to him at 7 a.m. In the meantime, leading off is next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
If you think getting hurt in an accident is bad, wait until you deal with the aftermath. Even what seems like a small accident can have devastating consequences to your health, employment, finances, and family. All this can be avoided by getting the right help and calling the Scranton Law Firm. Since 1973, we've collected $500 million for our clients and helped thousands of people just like you. Call us at 1-800-707-0707 or ScrantonLawFirm.com.
At Elk Grove Kia, we get it. Life happens. We believe in second chances. Have repos, late payments, or faced bankruptcy? No problem. Our finance department is top-notch and ready to make miracles happen. No need to worry about money down. At Elk Grove Kia, you can drive away today with $0 out of pocket. Visit us at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovekia.com. Your second chance to drive the car of your dreams is just a visit away. Elk Grove Kia, where we turn obstacles into opportunities. Dare to drive differently.
Elk Grove Kia.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Now we need a 30-30 game for that guy.
We do.
Yeah,
we do
come on, Sabonis.
Come on, dumbass. Yeah, that's what you say when he doesn't have 30-30 games.
Wow.
Yeah, you insult him like that.
Okay.
I have made it fairly clear, right, that I'm maybe I haven't come out and said it yet. I am in like full basketball love with Domantas Sabonis.
Okay.
I really am.
So the Kings won the trade? Or do we find out Friday? This time is for real.
The funny thing is that if that trade had never happened, I'd be like, I am fully in love with Tyrese Haliburton.
Oh,
like,
of course.
I love them both.
Yeah.
But one of them is gone.
And one of them took one of your least favorite Kings? Is that fair to say?
It's kind of, yeah.
That's a little mean.
It is, because like there's like James Johnson. By the way, don't, I mean that with all respect, James. But like James Johnson will straight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I will not.
Dead.
I will only say sports things about James Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a fine, upstanding young man who I love very much as a human. Right. Like I will not mess with James Johnson. But like, the Sonics hat thing. Like,
yeah.
Same thing. I would say Buddy, you know what? Buddy Hield is on the same level of disliked Kings for me as Spencer Hawes.
Why though?
Because why do I dislike Buddy? Or
why are they on the same? Because they're different to me. But
so I would say this. I actually like them both personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're both good guys. I think they're both good guys. Like Spencer's, was a young little stupid crap talker, and he said some dumb stuff during the Sonics thing.
Oh, he's like a professional troll.
That's exactly right. But then like away from all of it, he was a nice. I would say this. I dealt with him a bunch. We did our commercial together here. And had a lot of private conversations with the guy over the years, and he was always very, very nice, very loves the city. But and Chris said it best, he's a troll.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Buddy would make me so angry with the things he would do on the floor.
Yeah.
But he also is like the most carefree, nice guy in the world, not a care in the world.
Got booed every play this year.
Yeah, and I get it from a basketball. I don't have any non-basketball dislike towards Buddy Hield, but like he's one of the most frustrating Kings we've ever had, just from a player's perspective. Whereas Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox are like just two of, and I feel not that De'Aaron gets all the love he should, because he doesn't, but like. I think I love Domantas Sabonis even more because I feel like he's underrated, doesn't get the love he deserves.
Yeah.
And it's seemingly more and more like there's like an incredibly real chance he misses the All-Star game. Like, I feel like that's something we all need to prepare for. And if that happens,
Which one? Both?
What, Sabonis and Fox? Mm-hmm. I think one makes it. Maybe. You know what? No, I won't say that. Part of me was like, I hope they don't make it, and I hope they're so angry that they average 80 points a game the rest of the year.
Okay.
I'd be fine with that.
If that's the net win, we'll take it.
I feel that's kind of selfish, though.
Yeah.
I feel bad for them. All right, cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
I never realized Nick Nurse was a question talker. Yeah, those people where it's like, so he went to the place, and then we had some food, and then it was great. Yeah, I don't like those people. I always liked Nick Nurse. Not anymore.
Yeah, you're done with him.
This is interesting with Joel Embiid. Mm-hmm. This is incredibly interesting.
Yes, it is.
Because it goes to a deeper conversation we had yesterday about the 65-game limit.
Yeah.
And the nightmare, I think, for the NBA and anyone involved is that if you have one of your flagship players forcing himself into a game because they want those accolades and they want the money and the awards and all that stuff, and they make a decision based on that rather than what's best for them, and then they end up injuring themselves further. Now, the thing that everybody saw, if you didn't see it, that was out yesterday that was really scary was Joel Embiid going up to jump, and his knee just completely buckling underneath him and hitting the deck. He's going to have an MRI. Hopefully it's completely clean. Now, conspiracy theorists would say he's really trying to sell the fact that he's still going back to the Nuggets game and trying to make a point, and he's faking it.
Right.
I don't think he's faking it. And if he's going to miss any sort of significant, this is one of those, if sports stories were stocks, this is one of those stories you would buy right now, because I promise you, as we talked about yesterday, it's going to go through the roof regardless of Embiid if he ends up being the MVP favorite and missing that.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, if you add this into it, it's going to be the predominant basketball story, one of them for the rest of the year.
Well, and the other thing, too, is like, is he going to miss by a game or two? Now, if he misses by 10, I feel that's different. I think that's where it's going to depend.
Right.
But I think, what was it last year? Of the 10 first team and second team All-NBA guys, like 3 didn't play 65 games.
Is that right?
I think something like that. So this could be a one-year thing for the league. They also, on the heels of, was about a week or two ago, where that study came out that said rest didn't prove to be any beneficial thing.
Yeah.
So if it was to eliminate resting, I think that was the purpose of it. I don't know that it's helped.
Is it bad that when I saw that play at first, I thought it was Draymond Green? I'm like, oh, there he goes again. What a dirty. And then I see him standing. I'm like, oh.
There was that play, though, with Draymond Green. I don't know if you've seen that video or not, where Draymond's diving towards the ball. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember that.
Was it from the game before? Or was it last night?
I swear, I'm pretty darn sure it was last night. Draymond's diving for the ball. There's a loose ball, but then they slow it down. And he's not diving for the ball. He's diving for the legs. There you go, Jason.
I'll have to see a replay because it started already.
This is good radio, but watch where Draymond dives.
Oh, yeah. Kind of dove on top of him.
It's questionable, but when you slow it down, it does very much look like Draymond's diving towards Joel Embiid's leg. And the thing is, if it's anybody but Draymond, we're not having this conversation at all. All right. Cut number 3 real quick.
Cut number 3.
Ready? Okay, nobody cares about that.
Can they buy the A's?
I mean, that's what a lot of people are saying. We are going to talk about this at 6:43 and how it could possibly tie into what's going on with the A's. Specifically, the A's and John Fisher, they're trying to raise capital based on a $2 billion valuation. Well, the Orioles are selling for almost exactly what Forbes has them rated as far as value, $1.72 billion. And I believe I've got the screenshot here, but I believe Forbes has the A's at something like 1.2 billion. So in effect, this is going to make it very difficult for John Fisher to justify that the Oakland A's are worth $2 billion, which is boring sounding, but I promise you is an incredibly important thing, because now he either has to change his valuation and give more equity per dollar, or people are just going to say, it's like if you're trying to buy a house from somebody, Jason, I'm trying to buy your house, and Chris's house is the exact same house pretty much, maybe even has a pool and you don't. Mm-hmm. And he sold his for $400,000, and you're asking $500,000 for your house. I'm like, bro, they're called comps. I'm looking at these comps. I'm going, hold on. And in Baltimore, you're in a far bigger market than you are in Las Vegas. You have Camden Yards. You have a very competitive team. Blah 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 blah. You have history there. Yeah, you're asking, even when you count in the Vegas valuation, which again is smoke and mirrors. It ain't $2 billion. So this could get quite interesting. I think it's going to get really interesting.
That's good. Let's muddy this up.
Somebody on the text line wants us to talk about Vince McMahon. I don't want to talk about Vince McMahon.
No.
At all. Like, I'm not a wrestling guy. True or false, Vince McMahon's kind of a piece of garbage, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's being nice.
And you're a wrestling, you're a diehard wrestling guy.
Yes.
And you're saying he's garbage. Yeah.
Yes.
Everything I read about Vince McMahon, he's a piece of garbage. So there you go. We talked about Vince McMahon.
There you go.
He's garbage.
You're welcome.
We'll take a break. When we come back, let's look at the game tonight. Kings versus Miami. The history ain't great, but history is meant to be changed by the present. That's what Aristotle said, and we'll explore that next.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
The world has changed a lot these last few years. You can do pretty much anything from your home, including order your new Honda from Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Check out our great selection at StocktonHonda.com or come in today and get pre-approved all in the blink of an eye. Stockton Honda makes buying a car simple and stress-free.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
It's time to buck up Sacramento. The professional bull riders are back. PBR Sacramento Wrangler Long Live Cowboys Classic will take over downtown's Golden One Center this February 2nd through 4th. 3 huge nights of edge-of-your-seat bucking, featuring some of the biggest bulls and toughest cowboys on the planet. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster. Get your tickets for a weekend of non-stop bucking action this February 2nd through 4th.
Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain, very intense, can make your eyes water. It makes you walk funny because you're trying to get pressure off your heel. I had instability. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And I was driving past the Good Feet store. I mean, why not? Give it a try.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure they fitted me with the right thing. And so they brought out several different arch supports and gave me the opportunity to try them in shoes and walk around with them until they found the perfect ones for my feet. I had no idea that they would be that patient, and I had no idea they would be that kind. And you just knew, like, your feet, just when they got on the right ones, they were like, oh yeah. And it really did make a big difference. It made my foot not hurt. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Join comedian Eddie Griffin for a night of laughs at Hard Rock Live on Saturday, April 13th. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. That's Ticketmaster.com. The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury. For almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777.
I remember as if it were yesterday. I reached down to move a nightstand and was astonished at the weight of the piece. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At that moment, I instantly recognized the difference between Naturewood's quality furniture that will last a lifetime versus lesser quality furniture found elsewhere. Now, I suppose there's a huge difference in what you'd put in your first apartment and what you would live with in the comfort of your own home. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings Made in USA sale is a great time to fill your home with solid, superior quality furniture to reflect your own love for life. With brands like Sam Moore, Stanton, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and many more, Naturewood Home Furnishings has tables, chairs, couches, and, yes, nightstands, and more at their Made in USA sale. Find furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Sactown Sports will be road tripping to Vegas to cover the big game. Brought to you by Jiffy Lube, your place to take your car before your next road.
Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sactown Sports.
Maybe the most redeeming quality to me of that We Are the World documentary is it kind of put me down a rabbit hole of some of those artists again. And I said this last night on Twitter. I just like to say it on the radio show too. You know, Stevie Wonder is still with us.
Yes, he is.
And I think sometimes it's okay to stop and acknowledge, you know, this person is still with us and they are a living legend, national treasure, and should be adored while they're here. And I hope Stevie lives for another 50 years, but man, I've been listening to Stevie Wonder.
It's one of my favorites.
Like, honestly, like flawless.
Yeah.
Just absolutely. It's like, oh, well, you can't see. Like, it's even more. It's like,
Can he?
God,
And didn't that add to it in the documentary?
Thomas, yes, there was a scene during the documentary where there's an anecdote about how Ray Charles says to Stevie Wonder, I need to use the
I think he just says it out loud. I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I need to go to the bathroom. And Stevie's like, I'll show you where it is. And then leads him away. And then I think it's Lionel Richie who's like, it's literally the blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
But Stevie Wonder led Ray Charles to the bathroom.
Okay.
I was watching Carpool Karaoke. I didn't even know Stevie Wonder did one with James Corden.
Oh, wow.
And it opens up and Stevie's in the driver's seat. And James is like, this is not a good idea. Stevie's like, I got my license. Oh, I must have left it at home. Anyways, he's if you want a smile on your face, take 10 minutes, watch Carpool Karaoke.
I mean, if you had Stevie Wonder in your car, wouldn't you like make some crazy moves just to see if?
No.
Just be like, oh!
No, because.
And then it's like, got you. I knew it.
He caught the one microphone stand and everyone thinks he can see.
Yeah.
And he showed Ray Charles where the bathroom was.
Yeah.
Because none of us have been blind before. Like, all your senses are like quintuple. You're like a superhero. So he probably was shown the bathroom once. And we don't know. Maybe he had like a stick or something and like led the way, knew where it was, homed his way in. Stevie Wonder's not gone his entire life since he was 11, you know, and he broke out pretending to be blind.
I mean, if your whole career counted on it.
I'm pretty sure Stevie Wonder would still be a star.
This would be worse than Milli Vanilli.
Okay. All right. We all right. All right.
Okay.
Just
what's next?
real quick, because we got to move on. You're telling me that if it came out like Stevie was like, listen, I have to make a confession. Listen, I know this is going to hurt a lot of people, but I can see. You're telling me that everyone would be like, oh, outrage, scandal. I'm not buying any of his music.
Yes.
No.
I think there'd be a portion of people like that, but I think others would be like, that's some pretty impressive ruse.
If you can carry that for 60 years in the public light and all the crap you have to go through. And I know in Chris's head right now, I don't even need to hear it from him. He's like, all the crap you have to go through. You get driven everywhere. People buy your clothes. You do all this stuff. Like, come on, man. People will do stuff in front of you thinking you can't see, and you see them the whole time. It's like when they don't know you can speak that foreign language and they start talking in it. You just don't tell them. Right. So you can eavesdrop. Chris and Sean Thomas, the two people I know that are like convinced Stevie Wonder can see.
No, I think he's blind, but I know that it bothers you.
Sean Thomas, like, legit thinks Stevie Wonder can see. Well, whether
could it be that he's impaired?
No, man. I think he's full. It's dark. Like,
Okay.
there is just his nothing.
I don't know.
Nothing.
Yeah.
The Kings tonight. You'd have to be blind if you didn't look at the whole Kings going into a team that's lost 7 in a row. As a matter of fact, I've been waiting. I haven't looked at this. Gentlemen, weigh in, please, on our mini quiz brought to you by Crumble Cookies. What is tonight's line for the Miami Sacramento Kings matchup?
I'm going to say Kings by 2.5.
I'm going to say Kings by 4.5.
I wanted to say 1.5, but I'll say 2.5.
You said Kings by 2.5. You said Kings by 4.5. Ladies and gentlemen, Las Vegas listens to the radio show and they pay attention. 1.5 points the Miami Heat are favored by.
Oh, okay.
Vegas knows. They know. Because you're right. That's what the line should be. It should probably be right in the middle of you two. Kings 3.5. It's what it should be. Vegas knows. Yeah, Miami's lost 7 in a row. Miami this, Miami that, Miami this, Miami that. But it's the Kings. And look at the way the Kings tend to play.
Yeah, I think this one to me is less about, but it's the Kings. It's a good team, we think. I mean, Miami has been good. It's a great organization, great coach, good players. I mean, they just don't lose that many games. I think they're so due.
So, like, are they just going to be, I mean, they're playing arguably a top 6, top 8 team in the league. Are they just going to keep being favored? Unless they're playing like the Bucks?
Who do they play after the Kings?
Okay.
Can they just wait one more time, lose 8 in a row,
That's
and then
what I'm
get
saying.
hot?
8 in a row. 8 is enough.
Yeah.
After the Kings, they go into DC and play the Wizards.
There you go. Get right there.
There you get right there.
Just take one more day, and then have, you know what? Tonight, just a heartbreaking loss for the Heat.
Yes.
You know what happens tonight then? Players only meeting,
Players
closed
only.
door.
Yes.
And then, boom, season is safe.
Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley are yelling. There's hair gel flying everywhere. Right. And then they beat Washington by 40, and then they come back and host the Clippers.
Yeah, but they're ready, though. Yeah.
And they start their 16. Wait, hold on. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they win 8 in a row, including wins over Boston, Philly, and New Orleans.
Wow.
And their streak is snapped Monday, February 26th in Sacramento.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah. And maybe they win out, but their last 2 losses are to the Kings. Finals preview?
Kings Heat?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have 7-game losing streak meets 4-game winning streak. And the 7-game losing streak is favored by 1.5. But I hope, look, I don't know. Mike Brown's good at this stuff, obviously, but man, if I'm Mike Brown today at breakfast or whatever, I have like big posters blown up, like somehow communicating, hey guys, they've lost 7 in a row, including losses to Memphis and Atlanta and Toronto. You've won 4 in a row. You're on 2 days rest, and Vegas has you guys as the underdogs. How does that make? Everyone thinks that we're the Robitussin, that we're going to go in and Miami's going to get healthy off of us. What say we all give them a nice big blank burger to eat?
Yeah.
As Lou Brown said in Major League.
Parting gift.
Yes.
Yeah. A little trip here. Only trip here. Just give you a little parting gift. Yeah.
And then he puts up the statue of Vivek. And the cardboard. Well, sorry, Keegan. I'm using it. It puts out the cardboard cutout of Vivek. And every time they win a game on this road trip, You take off a piece of clothing.
Yeah.
Right?
Does that get the guys going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're into it.
What do you think is
Let's go.
biggest reason why they struggle in South? Look, Miami's been good, but
I think the biggest reason they struggle in South Beach isn't South Beach. I don't think that's look.
But what does that mean?
It means that your average age is 25 years old, 26 years old. You are a young, athletic, Adonis of a human being, millionaire. You're most likely single, and it's professional sport. So even if you're not, you're most likely acting single, and you get to go there once a year. You get to go to Miami. So if you have any sort of time, why wouldn't you? Like, if I was 25 years old and I had millions of dollars in the bank and I had a day off in Miami, I'm spending the day out on a boat doing boat stuff. And then I'm spending the evening at whatever cool place there is to hang out with my buddies. And everyone in there knows I'm an athlete. So look, you asked the question, let's get into it.
Yeah.
It's a you want to talk about heat culture. Well, there's also NBA culture in which if there's a bunch of people hanging out that are professional NBA players and they know that they're young millionaires, well, guess what's getting thrown at you? It ain't confetti. And that's a very difficult thing to, we can all sit here and be like, you're crazy, man. No, dude, that's a really difficult thing to turn down when you're 25, 26, 27 years old and a continent away from your family. And things happen. And by the way, it may not be anything sordid, but things could happen. For example, you went out with the boys and you had a few too much. And then you slog through the next day and everything's fine. And you come out of the box great for the first 5 minutes of the first quarter. And then, lactic acid and alcohol and all this stuff is building up. And for some reason, my muscles hurt.
Yeah.
That to me is why Miami consistently has one of the best home records there is. They have the best, other than Denver, they have the best built-in home court advantage in the league. And Denver's is because of altitude. So I'm not, and by the way, I'm in no way insinuating that that's what the Kings do. I'm saying if I had to guess and put something on it, we should get an next. You know what? That would have been a good question to ask Matt Barnes. Or anytime we have it, next time Henry comes on, I'm like legit be like, hey, is this Miami thing for real or is Dave just being stupid? And I would be very interested to hear them because I'm pretty sure it's for real.
Yeah.
And hear them wax poetic about their times in Miami. We'll take a break. When we come back, all right, let's get into Peter Angelos and his family, I should say, selling the Orioles. And what this could mean for the Oakland A's. We'll do that next.
For the second straight week, the 49ers rally to win another playoff game.
Here's the snap. It's down. Jake Moody right down the middle. The 49ers have the lead.
The 49ers are just one more win away from hoisting the Lombardi Trophy.
Throws and it is incomplete. The 49ers take over on fourth down. Again.
Catch every thrilling moment of Super Bowl 58, Sunday, February 11th on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big old nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. Plus line dancing, a mechanical bull, and Sacramento's best food trucks. One-day tickets are on sale now, starting at $46, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more info, visit CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by Hobler Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center.
Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And if you've even thought of replacing your old, outdated, inefficient windows, now is the time to take action.
Right now at Bell Brothers, when you buy one window, you'll get the second one for 30% off. That's right. Buy one, get the second one 30% off.
That's real savings, up to $6,000. You have to buy at least 4 windows to qualify, and you can't mix windows and doors. But beyond that, every second window is 30% off.
For example, when you buy 10 windows, you will get 5 windows at 30% off. We also have 0% interest financing available for qualified buyers. Call for details.
To take advantage of our buy one, get one 30% off sale, call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
The Angelos Group is reportedly going to sell the Baltimore Orioles for money.
For money.
For money. $1.725 billion to David Rubenstein, according to multiple reports. He will take over as controlling owner. He's got an investment team of a bunch of rich people. Baseball still has to approve the sale, which they're expected to do next week when they all meet in Orlando. So Peter Angelos purchased the team in 1993 for $173 million. That's a pretty good that is a pretty good investment. But why do we care? We really don't. I mean, the Orioles got sold. Okay, great. Who cares if it's Peter Angelos or Eater Spangelos or Fleeter D'Angelos? Like, we don't care.
Any of those.
You can look at first off, and you can see that these baseball teams that get 81 home games a year plus revenue sharing plus everything else.
The San Francisco.
They're selling for less than the other big two, football and basketball, which now those are going to be in the $2 to $3 billion range from here on out. Football even higher. But in a week in which you've seen a lot of both local-ish, and we're talking the Casey Pratts, the Brody Brazils, who are the local guys on this. By local, I mean Northern California. All the way up to the Ken Rosenthals of the world that are really seriously questioning the A's in Vegas and this whole process. Everything from John Fisher's valuations are way off to the teachers unions are starting to mobilize a lot more in Nevada to A's groups trying to raise $1 million to get this on the ballot, which, by the way, here's the thing about stuff like this. I don't have any pollsters in Nevada, but based on reading and also based on previous history, including in Sacramento, here's a dirty little secret. Had the Golden One Center deal been put to a public vote, the Kings would be in Seattle right now.
Right.
Public would have voted it down, probably 60 to 40. That's just how it is. That's what every poll showed. There's no reason to think in Nevada that they have any more of an appetite for this, especially when they have the Aces, the Golden Knights, and now there's a lot of thought, Jason, that, well, we don't want John Fisher as part of this deal at all.
From people from Nevada. Or probably a lot of people, yeah.
And I would pose this. In fact, I want Joe Giroux to clip this and put this out today because I want it to reach A's fans who are mobilizing and doing a wonderful job. Here's your poison pill. And I know it sounds a lot harder than it is, and it is hard. But you guys know this. You got to raise $1 million. You got to go after corporate sponsors, and you got to organize. You got to raise the $1 million. You want the A's if you want the A's to not go to Las Vegas, raise $1 million and get it on the ballot, and you've won. That is the easiest road. I can't say that would keep the team in Oakland, but Jason, there are two things that need to happen right now strategically, in my opinion, to keep the A's in Oakland. Number one, find the $1 million somewhere. Oakland has a ton of fans. I know. We'll find $1 million. Again, organize. Go after businesses. Go after corporate sponsors. Tell them, hey, look, whatever donation we're going to go frequent your place. We're gonna do whatever we can to give you the feel good. PR is a big deal. And if you can show that you can carry that PR for them for their $20,000, $50,000 donation, it adds up. Do the GoFundMes. Do everything you can. If you put it on the ballot, it will get voted down. They're not going to vote for it. They are not going to vote this through.
So you need $1 million to get it on a ballot in Las Vegas.
Which by the way is a total freaking crock. You gotta bribe them basically with $1 million to get something votable on the ballot.
Really?
Yeah, right. It's a little strange, and I wonder where that money goes. Secondly, I would say this to the mayor of Oakland. You got to get off your ass here, and you got to read the room. Now's the time to get aggressive. Right now, get aggressive. You need to be doing PowerPoint presentations. You need to be going on every single show that'll have you. You need to have your chief of staff, your PR person pitching every radio station, every TV station. Anybody who wants some podcast wants you to sit for them. Go sit for them and get the 5, 6, 7 talking points you need for this Howard Terminal deal, this whole deal. And you need to get out the following. We're still here. We still want to keep the team. We still have this deal alive. Here's what the deal is. Here's what it stands to benefit whether it's John Fisher or unnamed owner. You need to start coming up John Fisher's flank here and start grabbing him from both sides. Hey, we're going to try to block you in Vegas. Hey, here's the Oakland deal. Hey, let's start that campaign or keep that campaign going of being underdogs. And this is bad PR for baseball and blah, 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 blah. You need to start pushing the demographics, as I said before, of Las Vegas and Oakland and the job situations in Las Vegas and Oakland. You need to know off the top of your head, how many jobs is this team leaving going to cost? And what is that economic impact? And who is that economically impacting? Oh, it's economically impacting this group of people. Well, who are the jobs going to in Vegas? Oh, it's going towards that group of people. Really? You need to make them very, very uncomfortable, and you need to be ruthless with that. And I think this is all on the table, Jason. I thought they were gone. I said I thought they were gone. I truly think the door is open a little bit of a crack here.
And then bring in Joe Lacob.
That's the answer. If it's to be believed, and whether it's publicly or privately, and I've asked privately, is the Lacob thing real? Yeah, the Lacob thing's real, but he's trying to be very careful right now because if he were to start, the
team's not for sale,
right? And you don't want to. Rich guys don't like being cornered. Yeah. They'll burn the whole house down rather than give in. Then egos come into play. So Joe's playing it smart, but that doesn't mean that other people can't do the heavy lifting for Joe Lacob or Larry Ellison or any number. Again, we're not talking about $4 billion. We're talking about 1 point. You probably get John.
What
Fisher.
A bargain!
What a bargain, right? But honestly, you probably get John Fisher to sign off for $1.5 billion. That's my guess. $1.5 billion gets it done. Okay, well now you have a baseball team in Oakland. And you have to go after the Giants a little bit too, because the Giants have blood on their hands in this whole thing too. And don't think they're not behind the scenes, Jerry Jonesing this whole thing, trying to pull strings so that they can have Northern California.
The strange thing is that that whole idea, even from years ago, was John Fisher wants to go to Vegas so he could eventually sell a team so they'll be more than they are right now.
Right.
But everything that's happening in Vegas, it doesn't look like something that somebody would want to buy.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
So, like, it's just like, what are you doing?
You're asking people to go to 81 games a year in a tourist situation where, in most cases, especially with the Raiders, you've got more fans from the other team than from the home team going there. You're asking them to go to 81 games in 115-degree weather. Whether you have a dome or not, you still got to drive there. You still got to go outside. Summer is not the hottest time. Well, it literally is the hottest time in Vegas, but not for tourism. There's so many things. And by the way, you're going from market, 10 to market 40? You think your revenue is going to be the same from a TV standpoint? And by the way, if they leave Oakland, even to come to Sacramento, much less Salt Lake City, they're leaving $70 million a year from NBC Sports Bay Area on the table. And they got to renegotiate that. And they're going to try to you think you're going to get anywhere near that for the team you're putting out?
Yeah, not a better deal.
No, a far, far, far worse deal. And you're talking about a drop in revenue that's going to approach probably just that drop in TV revenue alone is going to be somewhere around 50% of your payroll. Let that sink in. You're looking to drop in TV revenue alone about half of what your team payroll was last year. The numbers don't add up, man. This guy should be on his heels right now. If this is a game of risk, if this is a strategic game, you've got armies coming up both sides, and you can't give them an opportunity to jump back, look more, and reinforce their flanks. You got to get in while the iron's hot. The iron's, I wouldn't say it's hot, but it's warming up right now. And I truly do think there's a chance this team could stay in Oakland if the right things happen. We'll take a break. When we come back, Jim Les, coach, UC Davis basketball, coming off a tough loss. We'll talk to him about that. Let's ask him about Miami. Hey, why not?
Yeah.
It's Jason, it's Dave, it's Chris. We're right back.
The San Francisco 49ers, the Kansas City Chiefs. It's Super Bowl 58, live from Las Vegas, Sunday, February 11th on Sactown Sports.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like saddling up and chasing down.
Look at that sweet moolah!
That big old cash cow.
Look at all that money!
File for free with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund.
When accidents turn life upside down, AutoAccident.com is in your corner. Compassionate advice, loyal support, and the courage to fight for you. AutoAccident.com. That's AutoAccident.com.
Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a sales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A-plus Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
In the shag bag, if you want to become better at golf, maybe consider moving to the southern parts of the United States. According to the USGA, 8 out of 10 states with the lowest average handicap are situated either along or near the country's southern border. Lowest handicap is Mississippi with an average of 11.6. California comes in 35th with average handicap of 17.1. Where do you fit? Want to gain another 20 yards off the tee? Move up another set of tees. Don't let your ego get in the way. Each of us can only hit the ball so far. If you're not reaching the par fours in 2 shots, go ahead and move up a tee. You'll make more pars and a birdie or two, and your enjoyment will go up twofold. Meredith Lebeck, Director of Player Development at Granite Bay, says you can sharpen your putting skills by playing a game similar to horse on the putting green. Each person putts with the person closest to the hole winning and the others in the group getting the first letter, such as a G in the word golf. Spell golf, and you're out. Try it. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Sactown Sports will be road tripping to Vegas to cover the big game. Brought to you by Jiffy Lube, your place to take your car before your next road trip.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sactown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
All righty then. Joining us right now, again, from a Kings perspective, they're on a win streak.
That's right.
This.
We do like this.
Of course, from a UC Davis perspective, tough loss this week.
Yeah.
I know. But, he's kind enough to join us each and every week, win, lose, or draw. Coach Jim Less, how are you, sir?
It wasn't as easy to join you this morning. I'm still harboring the wounds from the other day, but how you guys doing?
Good. Did we jinx it, Coach?
Yeah. Remember at the end, you were like, "Hey, you guys are good luck for us too. Maybe we need to do some superstition thing or something. I don't know."
I'd love to blame it on you guys, but I can't.
You can.
One of those days and games where not much went right for the Aggies, but chance to reflect, and sometimes it's good to have a nice big piece of humble pie for all of us and get us refocused.
So, and look, the final score, just so people understand, 92-59. I mean, that's a tough result. And when you're like, Coach, is there a point during a game like that where you kind of know in the back of your head the game's probably in the books, and obviously you're always trying to win, but do you shift at times from a coaching perspective to like a philosophy, like, hey, we're going to learn. We may lose this game, but we're still going to learn some important things in this loss while it's going?
Well, here's what's interesting is we took the lead to open the second half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you look at the final score and you think, how is that even possible? But to San Diego's credit, they played great. They shot the ball unbelievably well. we were leading the conference in 3-point field goal percentage defense, and they got 15 or made 15 threes out of 32. So that wasn't our strength that day, and to give them credit, they made them. And then in terms of your philosophy, we had some guys that were coming off some injuries. So we took advantage of, hey, we were not going to win the game. So the last 6 or 7 minutes, we wanted to get some guys that hadn't been playing, had been out a while, some minutes and some run, just to get some game-like experience, because those guys are going to be able to help us here down the stretch. So I think in that terms, you're measuring it like, hey, some of the starters who play big minutes that they didn't have it going, let's get those guys out, and let's get some guys a little bit of game time run, because we may need them this weekend, and now they've got a little bit of that experience versus just coming in raw this weekend.
Yeah, so I'm imagining, Coach, you're anxious to see how you come out this trip down south to Cal Poly, but first Santa Barbara, big matchup Thursday. So kind of that response game teaches you a lot about your squad too. I bet you're anxious to see what you guys do Thursday.
Yeah, and I always tell coaches, ask all the time about philosophy and things like that. First of all, after the game, I generally, because there's so much emotion, especially after a loss, a tough loss, is to reserve comment for 24 hours. Let's watch the film. Let's everybody take a deep breath. Everybody's emotional. Coaches are emotional. And generally the players after a game, I remember that, you're thinking about 1,000 different things and maybe not hearing the message. So I always tell coaches, as much as you want to address everything right after the game, it's probably better off to have a cooling off period for everybody, and then 24 hours later address whether you want to do it through film or you want to do it through sending a message. And we did a little bit of both. We did a little bit of film, but it was more a perspective of our approach, our attention to detail, and really getting back to when we were playing really well. Here's what we were doing. Here's what made us successful. And we strayed away from that formula. And we know if we do that, this is going to be the result. So getting everybody refocused, I think, was really good. And my expectation is that we're going to come out. We got 2 tough road games, but the guys will be ready. And we've had a couple good days of good practice this week.
Coach Jim Less with us. Your next 2 road games you mentioned, Santa Barbara and Cal Poly. You beat Santa Barbara, I think, by 14 earlier in the year. Is there something where, coming off a rough loss like this, playing a team that you've beaten before, that as a coach, philosophically, you want to try to make sure these guys aren't pressing and trying to make up for a blowout all in one game?
Yeah, we're trying to take a possession by possession. Do your job at a high level, execute at a high level, possession by possession. This is an ESPNU game on Thursday night. They're going to have a big crowd. They're 2 games behind us in the standings. So there's a lot to play for. And, we wiped the slate clean from the last game, and now it's just focusing on, hey, here's our approach, game plan. Make sure you know your job, know your schemes, and let's have some fun and go get it. And I always like when you go through a little adversity, going back on the road, because it's kind of you against the world mentality. And we're excited for this opportunity and looking forward to it.
Are you going to stay? Do you guys, I assume, stay down there for both games?
Yeah, we fly down this afternoon, and then we'll be in Santa Barbara Thursday to Friday morning, and then Friday morning drive up to San Luis Obispo for Cal Poly on Saturday.
Coach, back to your NBA hat. Dave and I were talking about the Kings tonight are in Miami, and traditionally it's been a tough place for them and for a lot of teams. Back to your professional days when, look, you guys are in your 20s, sometimes 30s. No matter where you are in your life, there's some distractions there in that city amongst other cities, but maybe you can address that, just like the challenges of being in a place that, yeah, sometimes you may have some professionals on your squad, but you also may have some guys that are like, hey, look, I'm in my 20s. I got some money. This is some fun.
Jason's trying to ask if the rumors are true and everyone goes and gets hammered in Miami.
or that.
Well, I do think there are different places with numerous amounts of distractions that can play a part. And, I think it's just being smart and measured about that. I always thought and it doesn't get enough play, that the time change, quickly flying back to the East Coast, and all of a sudden you're out of your routine and sleep patterns are off. I always thought that was your body just didn't feel the same and have the same energy. And now if you couple that with, hey, I'm going to go out in Miami, those two things can provide for a sluggish effort. So hopefully you've got an older team, a more mature team, guys who have been to Miami before, and can keep it under the guise of this is a business trip.
But it is, look, the media, myself included, I think we romanticize the whole, well, it's tough to play in Miami. You have the South Beach flu. And we even, Jason and I talked about it at length. Look, it's real easy to sit on the sidelines as some, big, fat, dumb media guy like me going, well, hold on. If I'm 25, 26, 27, I'm a multimillionaire. I have an Adonis body. I've got, look, what I'm saying when I say there are people on the road that are aware of an NBA player and may try to be friendly with that NBA player. The whole lifestyle of being in the NBA, it's really easy to sit and judge. But in that position, whether it's Miami or wherever, that's got to be a lot of discipline that needs to be involved to avoid that.
Yeah, it is surreal in terms of the lifestyle and the attention. And now more than ever, people have access to you through social media, and anybody can follow you, direct message you, and so there's way more distractions than there used to be. And again, it's about being a professional. It's about doing your job, and I also think it's the leadership of your team, making sure that a message is being, if you hold each other accountable, and again, these are grown men, but you still have a team network and a hierarchy where you can hold guys accountable to maybe what they're doing, or maybe they have some habits off the floor that you want to address individually, maybe not in a public setting or a team setting, but individually, to keep guys, because, hey, we need you. And we need you for tomorrow night. We've had a losing streak in Miami, and we want to get this monkey off our back and show people we're committed to being a good basketball team. And those are some of the things that you're always going to have, those distractions, and being able to handle them at a high level separates teams.
Coach, you mentioned earlier about the travel part being as much of an issue. Did you find in your years traveling west to east was a bigger issue, or vice versa, east to west?
Yeah, I always thought it was west to east. We were on Airball 1, if you remember.
Yeah.
A lot of times there were conversations of, this team might be better off if the maintenance maybe slipped a little bit, and we, and they restarted this whole thing because we hadn't really been playing very well. So maybe if this thing went down, we could.
Oh my goodness!
Maybe if it had pilots.
Yeah. So no, but I always thought it was west to east, just the time change and the sleep patterns was really it gave you kind of a sluggish mentality, and your body didn't quite feel as right. Now, I think technology and the studies and of eating and nutrition are so much better now that I think you can combat that. And I wasn't one who could sleep on planes, so that made it much tougher to travel.
Last thing on that, from a coach's perspective, we talked about this too. Coach, if you're an NBA coach, and let's say you've got a young team, maybe you're a little worried about it, are there little tricks the coaching staff could do in a place like Miami? Like, could you, if you organized a boat ride for the whole team during the day, and then maybe a team dinner and movie in the ballroom, are there things coaches can actually do to maybe rein in or lower the odds on the South Beach flu?
Oh, I remember New York and Miami. Sometimes it would be we'd fly in day of and charter in, and then fly out right after the game. So that was one, or that strategic team meeting film session, maybe at 10 o'clock at night that night, and going, hey, well, with the time change, it's really only 7 our time, but we're going to do a team meeting and a time change. And I've also been with coaches and teams where it's said, hey, you know what? This is a big game for us, and I want everybody in by midnight, and we're going to do a check. So you run the gamut as when you're coaching to try and do whatever you can to be respectful of these are men, but also, hey, we've got a job to do.
That's Coach Jim West, UC Davis. Big rematch coming up against UC Santa Barbara, Cal Poly as well. We'll talk to you next week, hopefully after a couple of big wins, and we look forward to it, and hopefully we can get back to being your good luck charm, Coach.
Dave, Jason, appreciate it. Have a great week.
All right,
Thanks, you too.
Thanks. That's Coach Jim West. We'll take a break, quick break, 1 minute. When we come back, 3 for Madness brought to you by Fire Wings. Let's talk about this road trip, where we're at, and also Keegan Murray's defense. Let's do all that next.
It was a comeback for the ages Sunday in Santa Clara.
Going to take a deep shot to Brandon Ayuk. It's the floated. Caught. Ayuk caught it out of the air.
The 49ers saved their best for last and now have earned a trip to Las Vegas to face the Kansas City Chiefs.
It's over. The Niners are going to Vegas.
Join us for Super Bowl 58, Sunday, February 11th, on your home of the NFL, Sactown Sports.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Yeah. Thanks, Jim West. 8 o'clock, Katie. 8 o'clock, Katie.
8 o'clock, Katie. That's what we call her.
We'll talk Niners with Katie, and then a meal at 9. We'll talk Kings.
Yes. We're going to change it up on them.
Or we'll switch it up. In the meantime, Fire Rings brings you 3 for Madness each and every day. Question 1.
Would you consider tonight a litmus test for the Kings?
I do. And you can say, well, every game's a litmus test. There's 82 per season. No, but I kind of like the Memphis game was, all right, how do the Kings attack a wounded animal? Literally, like, these guys are wounded. Half of them are out. So it's the same thing here in Miami now. Miami's a wounded team, a proud team, a finals caliber team. Like, we know how good they are. They're not dealing with like crazy injuries. There's something else going on. But was it JaVale McGee that said after the Memphis game, good teams win, great teams blow them out?
Yeah.
This is kind of the opposite. I don't need the Kings to blow Miami out, but I just don't want them to be Robitussin. I don't want to be sitting here in the second quarter, third quarter, down 18, down 20. And it's like, well, you'd never know. I don't want to hear Gary Gerald tonight say, you'd never know the Miami Heat had lost 7 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah. I like this as a litmus test, too, in the sense that, one, Miami is a good team. They're not playing very well right now.
Yeah.
They did make the finals last year. This is a proud organization. I look at the same way when the Kings had lost their 4 in a row and Atlanta was coming in here. Didn't mean it was going to be a win, but I thought, boy, you're probably going to get a pretty angry Kings team. And
yes.
Let's hope that results in a good performance. The Kings ended up winning by 15 points, I think, against Atlanta. So, but they're also struggling. And I think it is going to be similar to the Memphis game where there were different players that were playing for their NBA lives that were less talented than the Miami group that's going to be out there, but they got their best shot from the Grizzlies. And I think they're going to get the best shot from Miami. So that's going to push the Kings. If they win, I think that's a really nice win. If they lose, it doesn't mean, they've lost all this momentum.
No.
It's just I think they're going to get a really great punch from Miami today.
Question 2, please.
Question 2.
Who has been the MVP of the road trip so far?
Thanks, Sabonis. He's really in a good groove right now, and it wasn't just last night's game. It's been pretty much throughout this trip. Foxy's looked like he's back.
Yeah.
Keegan's defense has been very, very underrated, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But I'd have to give it to Domas.
I'm with you. I think he, stats-wise, leadership-wise, winning-wise, playing hard, pretty much you chalk up a double-double. Pretty much you chalk up a strong, assertive performance by Domantas Sabonis, and that's nice when one of your best players brings that every night. So, yeah, to me, it's Sabonis.
Question 3.
Question 3.
Is his defense taking away from Keegan's offense? And are you okay with the trade?
Yeah, I kind of wrote that weird.
So that trade-off?
Yeah, look, Keegan Murray right now is playing fantastic defense, and it's time that we recognize that although he's nowhere near where he's going to be. Here's something from an NBA University. It's a good follow on Twitter. Amongst players who have guarded at least 40 isolation possessions, Keegan Murray has allowed the fewest points per possession, 0.51. Opponents are 7 for 43 against Keegan Murray in isolation. That's 16.3%. And you're starting to see these numbers come out. And consistently, Keegan Murray is top 10 or top 5 in these defensive metrics. Well, he broke the record for rookies in three-pointers last year. He is now slowly but surely being considered as one of the top wing defenders in the game. For years, the Sacramento Kings have been dying for a 3-and-D guy. It's pretty hard. He is here. He's elite. And he's just getting started. But I think, Jason, if I had a choice between Keegan Murray playing a 10 on defense and a 5 on offense, or the other way around, a 10 on offense and a 5 on defense, I think the Sacramento Kings have a better chance of winning with Keegan Murray at a 10 on D.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a fair trade-off. And maybe over time, as he gets more used to playing this high-level defense, maybe the offense won't slip as much. And to say it's slipping, he also had that 47-point game. He's had other 30-point games, 25-point games, and nights where he looks like a really good offensive player. So he's just rounding out into a great player that's still on a rookie contract, that's still beginning his career. They're really good. And you can see why. I mean, again, we'll say the caveat, no one's untradeable, but I'm sure they don't want to trade him.
So we're talking about a young player who is so incredibly quiet. It's almost comical.
Yeah.
Who definitely has offensive game to him, but is tremendous defensively and only growing. Jason, did the Sacramento Kings draft the next generation of Kawhi Leonard?
I hope so.
Me too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be neat?
Yes.
And, I think a podcast featuring Kawhi Leonard, Keegan, and Kawhi, I would watch that.
Well, and how great would it be? I mean, again, this is a major, major leap, always risky and dangerous to do, but that team was built around Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, and then eventually it was like, hey, this other guy's really good. He's an important piece. He's as good. Wait, he might be the most important piece on that team. And it just kind of transitioned into him being the guy on that team.
We can dream, right?
Yeah.
All right. We'll take a break.
We'll dream.
When we come back.
We can go a few more minutes if you like.
Oh, we can? Oh, we can.
Oh, well, let's go a few more minutes.
I was going to add that it was funny. I think it was during was it right at Summer League or before Summer League where someone said, oh, Keegan can have like a Kawhi Leonard step up. And everyone is kind of like, yeah, but he doesn't mean like Kawhi Leonard.
Well, let's just look at their second seasons.
Okay, let's do it. What do you got?
Keegan Murray, 15.7 points per game.
Okay.
Kawhi Leonard, 11.9.
Keegan's better.
Keegan, 5.5 rebounds a game. Kawhi Leonard, 6.
Kawhi's better.
Barely.
Yeah.
Assists. This is a big one, Jason. Keegan, 1.6. Kawhi Leonard, 1.6.
So we have one for each and a tie.
They both are averaging 0.6 blocks.
Tie.
And Kawhi gets him on all the percentages. But
season's not over either.
Season's not over. Kawhi Leonard, 3.3 defensive win shares. Keegan, 1.4, but those are cumulative. I think they're the same. Same guy. Except one name's Keegan and one's named Kawhi.
We need to hear his opinion on apples.
Isn't that, what is it? Big man, rebound man gets the
Board man gets paid.
Board man gets paid.
Rebound man gets the apples?
No, he said something about apples too.
Apple time.
Apple time.
I want to believe that story, but people have said
they've said it's not. Also, Kawhi Leonard. Same syllables. Keegan, Murray, Kawhi Leonard.
Same guy.
Except Keegan's going to be better after his 4th championship. I'm very excited. They made the right pick with this guy, and they are going to have like 3 legitimate stars. I mean, we got to think about that for a second. Fox, Sabonis, and Keegan Murray. Yeah, and I'm like that high on Keegan. I think Keegan Murray right now is like the Tyrese Halliburton of 3s and 4s in Tyrese Halliburton's second year. Like, you see all the tools there, and he's about to put them all together.
Remember, you and I were out there for draft night. And we were didn't we do like an informal, hey, who wants, I think you did, like, who wants
Jaden Ivey, who wants Keegan Murray?
And then maybe there was even one other name. Or maybe it was just those 2.
Yeah.
But it was more for.
I
for
think
Ivy.
it was if who was going to be the number 1 pick, Junior.
Jabari Smith.
I was like, and if Jabari Smith Jr. drops, I think there was that. But yeah, it was like Ivy.
Yeah.
Who's like riding the bench for the Pistons. I think year 1, Keegan Murray figures out the offensive end. Year 2, Keegan Murray figures out the defensive end. Year 3, get out the way.
Kawhi Leonard, here we come.
Right. Move, teams. Get out the way.
Now we can break.
People say we don't have swag.
Yeah.
When we come back, the Lions keep their Johnson. The Texans keep their guy. And the Steelers are hiring who to run their offense? We'll get into that one next.
The Kings look to extend their win streak to 5 in a row.
He scores again. Harrison Barnes is just in fuego.
It's the Kings and the Heat from Miami, Wednesday at 4:30 on your home of the Kings. Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with 0 down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com. 0
down with approved credit.
It's time to buck up Sacramento. The professional bull riders are back. PBR Sacramento Wrangler Long Live Cowboys Classic will take over downtown's Golden One Center this February 2nd through 4th. 3 huge nights of edge-of-your-seat bucking, featuring some of the biggest bulls and toughest cowboys on the planet. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster. Get your tickets for a weekend of non-stop bucking action this February 2nd through 4th.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health Sacramento can help you address the root causes of weight gain, low energy, poor drive, and performance issues. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, we'll give you a free T-check and free exam at Revive Sacramento. Imagine upping your game, losing weight, and getting in shape all at once. Revive can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications, like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. Weight gain and low T are treatable conditions. We know we can help you. Take that first step and book today. You're only one step away from getting in the best shape of your life. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The world has changed a lot these last few years. You can do pretty much anything from your home, including order your new Honda from Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Check out our great selection at StocktonHonda.com or come in today and get pre-approved all in the blink of an eye. Stockton Honda makes buying a car simple and stress-free.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Good news for the Lions is they get to keep their guy Ben Johnson, who was big on the in the head coaching world. He said no, rather than pursue the coaching vacancies with the Commanders or the Seahawks. According to Adam Schefter, some teams balked at his asking price to be a head coach. Commanders officials were en route to Detroit for a meeting with Johnson and Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn when they got word that Johnson was staying with the Lions. While the pivot was considered surprising by several league sources, he was not considered a lock for the Washington job. He had also interviewed for head coaching vacancies with the Falcons, Panthers, and Chargers. So one of the hottest names on the block. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And no, not happening.
He has himself as a really high name. Like those considerations. I don't know that he'll lose that in a year, but man, it sure seemed like this was the opportunity to strike for him.
Yeah, and
what if Detroit has a 8-9 year next year and the offense isn't dynamic?
Absolutely.
He still knows what he's doing, but he's not the same commodity.
There's also another dynamic there too, which is, well, if you don't want to jump at the chance to be a head coach, what is that? Does that say, is that a red flag in itself?
Well, I hope this is the way I always envision these things. So Washington Commanders' job is open.
Right.
I hope in his case that he's also interviewing them. It's like, hey, I don't want to just take a job just because.
Right.
It's like, I'm not sure this is best fit for me.
There was a well-known situation, Jason, in Star Trek The Next Generation where Commander Riker, who was the first officer to Captain Picard, was offered captain's commissions, I think 4 times. And he turned him down because he wanted to stay with the flagship of the Federation, the Enterprise. And then finally an admiral came to him and said, hey, listen, Will Riker, there's only so many times we're going to pull the captain's chair out for you before there's younger and more hungry people behind you. If you don't want the job, that's a red flag to us, basically, that you maybe you're better as an assistant. And I think that the NFL is the very same thing.
Yeah.
Bobby Sloak is the other hot name in the offseason. And he's sticking with CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans. He also has interviewed with the Commanders, Seahawks, Panthers, Titans, and Falcons. But again, according to Adam Schefter, most of, if not all of Houston's coaching staff is staying put. Gerard Johnson, also the quarterback's coach, interviewed with several teams as well for the offensive coordinator job. Look, there's a part of that too, where, it's kind of cool to see these guys saying, you know what, I'm going to pass up a head coaching job to stay in Detroit.
Right.
I'm going to pass up a head coaching job to stay in Texas with the Texans.
Yeah. And then in the meantime, there couldn't be a bigger name than Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
And yet he hasn't landed that job. I mean, I really thought Atlanta might happen for him.
I did too.
It did not. And so now I don't know that has he been linked to Seattle or Washington at all?
No.
That we know of?
No, not that we've heard of. He obviously wants to break the record.
Yes.
I think the problem is, we know the problem was in Atlanta. We talked about that. And perhaps the problem with the Seattle, with Washington, is that Belichick's almost going to be a bridge guy. Like, he's not staying long term, and he's going to want to shake everything up and fire everybody and bring in his own guys and be the GM.
Yeah, and I don't think this should be about age, but I don't know that you go from Pete Carroll to Bill Belichick. Like, you could have just kept Pete Carroll. Like, that was a little bit of a surprise move.
I completely agree.
So then you go to DC, and I don't know. That's just new ownership, and I don't know which angle they're looking.
Well, the Steelers have themselves a new offensive coordinator, as former Falcons head coach Arthur Smith has been hired by Art Rooney. He was fired, Smith was, after compiling a 21-30 record in 3 consecutive 7-10 seasons without a playoff berth. He initially joined the Tennessee Titans staff in 2011 as a defensive quality control coach, moved to offensive quality control, O-line, tight ends, and then offensive coordinator. This is strange. You're talking about a guy who selected Desmond Ridder 2 rounds after the Steelers selected Kenny Pickett. Ridder became the starter after starting 4 games as a rookie this last year, but he was benched twice this season. 12 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Then they go and they've got Cordero Patterson. They draft Bijan Robinson, and they have who's the other guy? A in his name, Algier, Tyler Algier. Thank you. And Arthur Smith mismanaged that backfield so badly. And then here's another thing you do. You look at what's maybe the best sign of an offense, the easiest stat to read. How about points scored? The Falcons were 7th worst in the league last year. Not to mention, Smith kind of seems like a little bit of a buffoon.
Right.
What are you doing?
Especially for a team that, has struggled at that spot in Pittsburgh. They're looking for something more dynamic. Yeah. That was an odd one.
That's an absolute head scratcher when you're, and I have all the respect. Look, the Rooneys are wonderful owners. We both feel the same way about Mike Tomlin. And how wonderful he is, but what are we? I hope that I think I'd feel a lot better as a Steelers fan if I knew that Mike Tomlin made that call and that the owner was not involved in it any way, shape, or form. Because, voof, like not great whatsoever. What else do we have, Jason?
Do you think Belichick, by the way, back to him, gets to break the record then? I mean, if he doesn't get a job this year, is he going to be coveted next year?
I think he may have to adjust some of his parameters. I think there's teams out there that are going to want, but look, Bill Belichick's going to sell season tickets by himself, as much as damn near any player you bring in. There's a business reason for it. He also is the most successful, or arguably almost the most successful coach of all time, certainly when it comes to Super Bowls. And I think he's going to want to shake a little bit of the, Tom Brady's why I did everything. Because right now, it's a very, very big voice. You didn't do anything with the Browns. The whole Jets thing was a fiasco. You were middle of the road with the Patriots to decent with Drew Bledsoe. And then Brady came along, and then Brady left, and you didn't do anything after Brady left. Yeah. I think the competitive side of Bill Belichick wants to
of course
disespouse disabuse that. Finally, see if you feel heard here. Somebody sent me this. This is off of a news show. This is I don't know who this is. It's a lady named Allison. This is called Allison's Angle.
Okay.
And see how many times you feel seen in this comment about sports and Taylor Swift. By the way, this isn't like a podcast. This is like a national news channel, by the way. Okay, just let you know.
Technically.
I mean, kind of, for now. I mean, so far I can't find any lies like that. That happened to me.
You were cut.
I was once, but it was a sad day. What? Well, okay.
You know what? I get the feeling she could be paid to do that.
This might surprise you. I agreed with a lot of what she said.
What part did you agree with the most?
You couldn't pay me to go to a game in 3 feet snow.
I agree with you. No, we are united on that. All three of us are absolutely united on that. If you're volunteering to go clear the snow so you can sit there in the 3 feet of snow and pay for it to watch a team play, yeah, I'm with you on that. I'll stay home with the hot chocolate. And I'm certainly not going to comment on any of the religious aspects of what she said, but Taylor Swift and pro sports are a psyop. That's, I guess, I mean, from a certain point of view, are we all brainwashed into watching other people play with their sports balls to score the goal? And
I would say I'm not brainwashed because I know that's why I do that.
Right. I am very aware of the fanatical obsession I have with things that in the big scheme of things don't matter. I would just say that there's a lot of money in distractions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of money
to watch TV or movies or play games.
That's exactly right. And that's why, and I said this a while ago, that's why I no longer rip Katie or Camby or my wife or any of the people in my life that are like addicted to reality shows and stuff, because they made a great point. That's their sports.
Yeah.
Who am I to yuck their yum?
I think they're all so similar. Look, a reality show to a sports talk show on TV to a political debate show.
Yes.
There's
That's getting too much like sports.
Yeah, those are all very, very similar. Big panels, big tables.
Yes.
And then just people yelling at each other, agreeing or disagreeing.
Can we just go back to the days when it was like Survivor? That was the reality show.
Okay.
What was the first reality show? Was it the MTV one, The Real World? Do we know? Is
maybe
there like
Cops?
Ooh. Yeah, that was more of like, that was more like a, well, yeah.
The one I loved was True Life.
Never saw that.
On MTV.
Well, The Real World was really their flagship, right?
Yeah, but the one they would have like, you think you know, but you have no idea. This is what it's like to try and gain 50 pounds.
I like Survivor. I'll say that. I remember the first year at Survivor, we had a radio party at Palm Street Pub and Grill for the announcement of whoever won the. I think it was Richard. Richard was the first guy to win.
Okay.
That was a big deal. And now what are we in Survivor year 900?
Well, the bad thing, they had like there was a strategy to it, like, oh, let's all gang up and
yeah.
And so it's like, oh, okay. But then like immediately the next season, all right, we all have to come up with one.
That's exactly right. And then years later, our guy Scott Pollard's on there.
Yes.
And by the way, some good press on Scott as he continues to search. I mean, he's not like physically out there searching, I don't think, but everyone is searching for a new heart for Scott, and we send all of our love and thoughts out to him. Also, little known fact, but we've mentioned it before, Katie's dream is to go on Survivor.
That's right.
I've warned her repeatedly, please don't ever, just don't.
But she really wants to.
Is obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Really wants to. I mean, she's got a couple years left. She could go on. We'll take a break. We'll ask her at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
When we come back. Let's talk about Joel Embiid. Let's talk about the 65-game issue. And Tyrese Halliburton, of all people, speaking out pretty strongly against this rule. We'll talk about that next.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Match De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
At Elk Grove Kia, we get it. Life happens. We believe in second chances. Have repos, late payments, or faced bankruptcy? No problem. Our finance department is top-notch and ready to make miracles happen. No need to worry about money down. At Elk Grove Kia, you can drive away today with $0 out of pocket. Visit us at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovekia.com. Your second chance to drive the car of your dreams is just a visit away. Elk Grove Kia, where we turn obstacles into opportunities. Dare to drive differently.
Elk Grove Kia.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emron Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Discover Roseville's hidden gem. Timbers at the Lodge, nestled in the Timber Creek Golf Course. Savor a culinary journey where every bite tells a story. We serve breakfast 7 days a week with happy hour Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m., where you can relax on the outdoor patio next to our newly renovated and expanded putting green. Thursdays always feature our $28 prime rib dinner. Reservations encouraged. Learn more at timbersatTheLodge.com. We look forward to welcoming you to Timbers at the Lodge, where exceptional food meets great times.
If you think getting hurt in an accident is bad, wait until you deal with the aftermath. Even what seems like a small accident can have devastating consequences to your health, employment, finances, and family. All this can be avoided by getting the right help and calling the Scranton Law Firm. Since 1973, we've collected $500 million for our clients and helped thousands of people just like you. Call us at 1-800-707-0707 or ScrantonLawFirm.com.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Looking to own or lease? We have options for everyone. Plus, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make for lower payments. It's no wonder Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah. Your one-stop Honda shop.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big old nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo, with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. Plus line dancing, a mechanical bull, and Sacramento's best food trucks. One-day tickets are on sale now, starting at $46, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more info, visit CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by Hobler Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center.
Sactown Sports will be road tripping to Vegas to cover the big game. Brought to you by Jiffy Lube, your place to take your car before your next race.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross. He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Tyrese Halliburton talked to the Athletic.
Athletic?
The Athletic. And he spoke on the 65-game threshold rule. If you're not familiar, you got to play in 65 games to be eligible for the awards. It's part of the NBA's. It's part of the NBA's effort to curb
your enthusiasm.
Yeah, as a fan, really, to curb all this resting and load management and blah, 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 blah. So Tyrese says, quote, "I think it's a stupid rule, like plenty of the guys in the league. But this is what the owners want. So as players, we got to do our job and play in 65 games if we're able to. So that's what I got to do. Take care of my body to be able to play in those games." And I think you're seeing other players in the league kind of face the same thing, as long as the owners are happy. Now, let me say something. I hope that was missaid, because there's a very important sentence. So that's what I got to do. Take care of my body to be able to play in those games. Yeah, dude.
That's your job.
That's your job. Yeah, you have to take care of yourself so that you can play in games. That's your job. Now, you and I both, I think, Jason, tend to try to repel the classic boomer takes. This is one where I tend to fall in line. Like, look, dude, you have all the nutrition, all the technology. We talk about it all the time, how today's athletes are the best the world has ever seen. State-of-the-art, hyperbaric chambers and flying first class and lie-flat seats and staying in 5-star hotels. And you had guys like Wilt Chamberlain who were long and lanky and 7'2" and blah, 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 that literally averaged more than 48 minutes per game for a season. Think about that for a second. 48 minutes is 4 full quarters. He averaged more than that. Why? Because he played in all the games plus overtime, in all 82. Now, I'm also not indifferent to the fact that people's bodies are different. You may be an 82-game guy and not take care of your body at all. Go out and have a couple beers, couple smokes, do your thing, and it's just the way you're built. And I may be an Adonis and work out every day, and I'm super healthy and all. I love this world we're in. But I go out and I'm just prone. I'm not indifferent to that, but this can't be a ground level argument. This has to be a 50,000-foot argument. And the bottom line is this: these guys, they're resting, they're taking games off, they're doing these things with absolutely no penalties whatsoever. And there's no statistics. In fact, you were pointing out earlier, there's actually statistics that show it's not helping to load manage. And above all, you have networks that are paying a ton of money for showcase games. And more importantly, you really do have moms and dads out there who can afford to take their kids to 1, maybe 2 games a year, and they want to go see Joel Embiid versus Nikola Jokic, and one of them load manages, and you're completely screwed out of the situation. It's your job. If you're truly hurt, you're truly hurt. And if Tyrese Halliburton wants to be mad, don't be mad at the owners or the NBA or the fans. Be mad at the other players who are not legitimately injured and are load managing, and then you won't have an issue anymore.
Here's to me the question of this whole thing, because I mean, I think it's a good debate on, I can believe that Tyrese thinks it's trash. It's a bad rule. What do you think, Dave, would be the louder voice? We have heard the voice that says, man, I saved X amount of dollars as a fan. It could be me. I'm the biggest fan of player X. That's the only time they're coming through Sacramento. Oh, load management, they're resting.
Yeah.
Poor me.
Okay.
That's bad. That's a bad look for the league.
Very bad look.
And that's the fans. Maybe media gets hold of that. Hey, superstar X always misses games. This is terrible. Only trip through this city. Versus same superstar plays 64 games. Everybody says is the MVP, but can't win it. Where do you think the bigger what would get more attention? The constant resting.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm asking this. I don't know the answer.
Sure.
Or we'll use Embiid. Like Embiid, if everyone says he's 100% the MVP and he plays 64, so by rule he cannot win it.
Yep.
What's a bigger crime for the league? Where's the louder voice? What hurts more dollars? Really, the other one's a selfish one for Embiid. Like,
yes.
The other one, though, is now impacting potential dollars for commercials, television, fans.
Moms, dads, kids.
Yeah.
The sad thing is that for all the bitching that Tyrese and Joel Embiid and whoever else wants to do, this is an incredibly overcomable situation. What they haven't realized is there's actually a loophole here. There's a very, very exploitable loophole. It's literally going to cost each team, if they care enough about it, it's going to cost them 1 timeout a game.
What, start the game and come out?
Check in, check out.
Yeah, but I was going to give you another example. So
check in, timeout, check out.
This might happen this year, maybe even for someone like Tyrese Halliburton. So he can only miss 4 games left.
Right.
Let's get to game 82, and he can't miss the game.
Right.
But they're locked into the 4 seed, let's just say.
Yeah.
It really doesn't make sense to play him.
No.
But he wants to get to 65 because he's an all-NBA player. The other thing, though, that players don't like to do on that is, so let's say Tyrese, jump ball, Tyrese, boom, fouls right away, he's out.
Right.
Well, I won't say kills his averages, but what if that costs him an assist title?
Sure.
What if that, so it's like, wait, players, you can't have it all.
No, you can't.
And so, like, what's more important to you? Do you play a quarter then? I mean,
they have to make that decision, but if it's important enough to them and they're worried about that 65, you just check in Joel Embiid, say, okay, fine.
Yeah.
And obviously the NBA is going to do something.
They won't like that either.
They won't like it, but they can't change it mid-season. They're going to have to curb it in the offseason. So you've just overcome that for the year. But here's the thing. Take care of your body and play in the games. And if you can't play in the games, you can't play in the games. And by the way, if you want to get really stupid, I know this would never, ever happen. You want to take care of it, that's fine. Take away all the parameters. No more penalties for anything. No more no. Any game you miss, you get the league minimum for that game. There you go.
Yeah. And the other one I thought the league could do, and I don't know the answer to this. I guess I probably could have figured it out. But you know how you'll hear like, oh, he would be the league leader in scoring if he qualified for enough games.
Sure.
So whatever they do for the stat metric, and maybe it's 65, but whatever that number is, let's say you had to play 58, I don't know, then that's the number I think that they should utilize for these honors and these awards. But it's new, it's added, it's to avoid this other resting thing. And like the hard part for me to feel for the players in this sense is I'll keep looking at LeBron. If anyone should have a day where he rests, and this year he's missed 5.
Yes.
But he's on pace to play about 70.
That's right.
So he has some wiggle room, and the guy's played more minutes than anybody in league history.
There might also be something too, Jason. We got a break here, but as they try to adjust this rule, it's kind of like soccer has a thing where if you get 2 yellow cards in a row, you have to miss the next game. Maybe there's a situation where everybody gets a bye. Maybe you played 60 games this year, you still win the MVP if they vote it for you. But if you play less than 65 again next year, you're not eligible. Maybe there's something they look into that where, look. Things happen, people get injured. Yeah. But if 2 years in a row you're below the threshold, in the second year you're out.
But would you, as a voter, if you had to vote and you saw someone that had played 82 or 80, let's say 80 versus, 63, you're like, well, there is something to playing 80 of 82.
If I'm a voter, the first thing I'm looking at when I'm comparing players, like if I was comparing Jokic and Embiid, I'm not looking at averages. And when you really think about it, it's kind of dumb to look at averages.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at total.
Yeah.
Like if I come in here, Jason, every day and I give 1 hour of amazing radio, okay, well, that's my average. But if you come in here every day and you give 4 hours of really good radio, I'm going to want you on my team a lot more.
Right.
The best availability, the best availability is ability, they say.
They do.
They say that
all
all the
time.
time.
That was a really good analogy.
Thank you. And you've got to have energy for this whole thing. You have to be able to keep it up. Hell, did I say the magic word?
Wow. Where'd that come from?
Well, this is an important one, Jason, because today's the day. It's January 31st. And that means today's the last day you can get in on this $0 HVAC diagnostic, the free diagnostic from American Energy Heat and Air. It's a $99 value. Just to get American Energy to come out and test your system, your connections, all the moving parts to make sure it's functioning properly. Today's the last day. Order now, 916-520-9990. Order from a locally owned and operated group. Great people, A+, Better Business Bureau. Since 1981, they've been serving the greater Sacramento area. And right now, they're going to give you a free HVAC diagnostic. But not tomorrow. You got to order today. Today is the last day. So quit procrastinating. 916-520-9990. Remember, if your HVAC system is out of order for 3 weeks or more, it's not eligible for any of the postseason awards. So get to it right now. AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. When we get back, Katie Christensen joins us from Miami after this.
The San Francisco 49ers, the Kansas City Chiefs. It's Super Bowl 58, live from Las Vegas, Sunday, February 11th on Sactown Sports.
Did you know some ordinary cold medicines can raise your blood pressure?
If you're looking to get a new car, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Sure, you love your old car, but you know it's not normal to give instructions on how to open the window. It should be self-explanatory, but it's not. And notice how when you're in other people's cars, you can feel cushion in the seats? That's pretty nice, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new car. It's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
I remember as if it were yesterday. I reached down to move a nightstand and was astonished at the weight of the piece. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At that moment, I instantly recognized the difference between Naturewood's quality furniture that will last a lifetime versus lesser quality furniture found elsewhere. Now, I suppose there's a huge difference in what you'd put in your first apartment and what you would live with in the comfort of your own home. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings Made in USA sale is a great time to fill your home with solid, superior quality furniture to reflect your own love for life. With brands like Sam Moore, Stanton, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and many more, Naturewood Home Furnishings has tables, chairs, couches, and, yes, nightstands, and more at their Made in USA sale. Find furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Sactown Sports will be road tripping to Vegas to cover the big game. Brought to you by Jiffy Lube, your place to take your car before your next road trip.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Caller
Four down territory coming up at 8:27. Emil Fragoso at 9. And we're just 2 days away from Friday Fun and Games.
We are.
Also, apologies to YouTube. Apparently, when we were playing that clip earlier, they couldn't hear it. So,
well,
you know,
it was a beauty.
It was a beaut. Just like our next guest, she's a beaut. Miami Katie, analyst for your Sacramento Kings. Good morning. It's Jason. It's Dave. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Great.
First question before we get into the nuts and bolts here, Katie. You had a full day off in Miami yesterday, an absolute full day off with no responsibilities whatsoever. Should you have chosen to go down that path? No crafts, no homemade dog food, no taxes, no organizing your recipes in a 3x5 card holder or whatever things you come up with. So how did you take advantage of yesterday's day off in Miami?
Well, I slept till noon because I didn't go to bed until like 4 a.m. So
wow, South Beach flu. There you go.
Yeah, no, we got to the hotel at 3.
Oh, okay.
So it was a long night. Get your bags, that kind of stuff. Made myself go to bed at 4. It took a while to fall asleep, and that's just indicative of travel. And then, yeah, I did kind of have a lazy day. Unfortunately, the spa here at the hotel is not open on Tuesday, so that was an option that was taken away. But no, I just went out a little bit, went and got some groceries at a store and brought it back. And yeah, that was the day. Had dinner last night and then went back to bed.
So you slept in, got groceries, went to dinner, went to bed.
Yeah,
I'm just
it was
summing
very
it up.
exciting.
Man,
Yeah.
how is there not a documentary film crew following you around?
Did you find coffee? Dave was telling us you were on a quest for coffee.
Yeah,
I did. Yesterday morning, I went and got some coffee. We're in Coconut Grove. We've never stayed at this hotel before, so it's not really close to much. So it was I was hunting some coffee yesterday.
She FaceTimed me after the show yesterday, and she was hunting coffee. And then we were arguing because she was like right by the ocean, and I wanted her to go walk over to the ocean.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not walking over there before I get my coffee.
Is that how it sounded?
That's an interpretation.
Right. So you did, but did you find the coffee shortly after we got off the phone?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. Well, I hope you've recovered from yesterday, Katie, because you got a big game tonight. Katie, the Heat have lost 7 in a row. You obviously know that through your thorough prep. They are a wounded, cornered animal, obviously a proud franchise with Heat culture. It even says that on one of their jerseys. How do the Kings avoid doing what they have a reputation of doing, which is being the NBA's Robitussin for ailing teams?
Wow, you are brutal.
Find the lie.
This is a little bit of a trap game because it reminds me a little bit of what happened with the Clippers when James Harden first joined their team, and they had lost several in a row. It took them a while to find their stride and kind of work it in. Terry Rozier, they're now 0-4 with him in the lineup. Obviously, we've seen Terry Rozier when he was in Charlotte already twice this season. He is a very adequate and gifted scorer. I watched their game yesterday against Phoenix, and they're struggling a bit to fit him in and all of that. And so it's a little bit scary, having lost 7 in a row. They're going to get right at some point, and so the Kings have to come in tonight and just do a really good job. This is a team that really takes away the paint in a big way, but they give up a lot of threes. So obviously the Kings a great 3-point shooting team, but we've seen when they're struggling to shoot the ball, they struggled mightily in the first half of that game in Memphis, but they were able to kind of make up for it because they've been able to dominate teams in the paint. But with the defense that Miami puts out there, it's going to be a challenge for them. So they really got to be adequate and really good at getting to the paint and then spraying for those threes. And that's a big key for tonight.
Katie, there were some elements we've talked about before when the Kings had lost 4 in a row that they were playing better basketball, just not getting the results. Now they've won 4 in a row. What are they doing better to kind of finish these games to get the W's?
Well, let's be honest, their free throw shooting has been much better. Mm-hmm. And I think that when you look at those losses, it came at a time where they had several days in the gym. And I think just getting into some practice time and getting, into a routine of where they could go and work on some things like their free throw shooting, I think that made a really big difference. But to be honest, when you look at that stretch, that last 5-game road trip where they went 3-2, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, they went 2-3.
Mm-hmm.
They went 2-3 because they lost in Philly and then they went and lost in Milwaukee and Phoenix. It could have been a 4-1 road trip. They shouldn't have lost in Milwaukee. They shouldn't have lost in Phoenix. And so, when you look at it, other than some mistakes down the stretch, they've been playing really, really good basketball. The Indiana game didn't turn out the way that they wanted. So, you're not going to play perfectly every game. And there's going to be games that, wow, you should have won that game, but you didn't. But, if you look at it, they're 4-1 over their last 5 games. So they cut the season into 5-game increments. And Indiana lost and then 4 wins in a row. That's that last 5-game increment. And they've been playing really well. So, and I think a lot of that has had to do with, I think Kevin Huerter's been really good. Obviously, Harrison Barnes has been really good. Domas and Foxy playing, at their level, which is what the expectation is every single game. But defensively, to me, they've been really, really solid. And I think that makes a big, big difference in terms of them being able to close out games. And it certainly is important on the road.
Katie Christensen joining us. Katie, you and I will argue a lot about what I accuse you of making excuses. And you accuse me of just being hard-headed and stupid. And, you said something during the Memphis game. I actually used it on the radio the next day. Like, I could have been upset after that Memphis game. Like, they didn't blow them out. They were playing a bunch of G Leaguers. And you said during the broadcast, and I thought it was a very, very valid point, that a lot of these players, this is their like one shot, one opportunity. It's tough to scout Like they're hungry and they're insane out there. And if they get any sort of confidence behind them, it can be a scary situation. It's the NBA. I thought you made a really good point. It made me feel a lot better about the win. Now, coming into Miami, like I agree, it is a trap game. And I hope the Kings are going into this like they're playing the finals heat. And it is a trap game and it is scary. But JaVale McGee said after the game, he said, good teams would beat the Grizzlies. Great teams blow them out and the starters aren't playing in the fourth quarter. Wouldn't we all like to kind of see the Kings move towards look, these guys are on a 7-game losing streak. You're damn straight they're going to be on an 8-game losing streak when we're done with them.
I'll be honest, I kind of disagree a little bit with JaVale. When you look at the Grizzlies, and I think that this is a problem, you have to always respect your opponents, regardless of who's playing. And when you look at the Grizzlies, like prior to that game against Sacramento, they had lost the previous game in Indiana the day before and won the 3 games prior to that. And this is without all of their guys. This is with so many injuries. You're sitting here going, what the heck? And so I think the thing you have to recognize is that, yeah, they may not have a lot of their stars available, but the Grizzlies are a team that I'm telling you, you talk about heat culture with Miami. The Grizzlies have a very, very good culture in terms of defense and expectations. And they do a great job with their, their G League team of really developing the culture. And their culture, a lot of it is on the defensive end. And that team makes it hard for you. And they play incredibly hard. And I've always said this, I think that, you can't look at every team and be like, they play hard every game. That's not true. It's certainly true with the Grizzlies. So I don't look at that as, oh, you're a good team because you beat them. A great team would blow them out. Well, plenty of the previous opponents would beg to differ, right? And whether it's not taking them seriously or what, like we can go down, a rabbit hole of making excuses for that. But when it comes to the NBA, an 82-game season, being on the road, all of the things that factor into it, a win is a win. And that is what matters. And so, I disagree with JaVale on kind of the afterthoughts of that win. But when you look at the Miami game, we all know who Miami is. It's, they've got Bam Adebayo, they've got Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero. They have so many weapons. The rookie Jaquez is playing so well. And then you add, Terry Rozier to it. You've got Kevin Love coming off the bench. I mean, they have a lot of talent. And so, the thing that you have to do, and I mean, I have nightmares still. I think about that loss at Miami. Was it last year when Tyler Hero hit the 3 at the buzzer? Like, this is a very capable team. They're playing in their home arena. They're, on a 7-game losing streak. Like, someone is going to be the team that they beat in the streak. And it's not like you're getting beat by Detroit. This is Miami. We're fully aware of who they are. They're just going through a transition phase right now with, additions to their team and all of that. So, I look at tonight's game as like, stop worrying about opponent and record, right? Or losing streak, that kind of thing. The Kings have to get to a point in my mind where it's about how they're able to execute game plans. And if they can go in, and I think they have done that really well as of late, even looking back to those losses in Phoenix and in Milwaukee. But that just shows you can have a 2 6-minute span of a game where you can lose that game, where you've dominated and executed at a high level, followed the game plan. It's about them being able to do it for 48 minutes on a more consistent basis to me. So, I think at a certain point, you kind of have to stop worrying about your opponent and the situation, and you go in there and it's about execution, game plan, doing what you do well.
Talking with Katie Christensen here on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Katie, how about Keegan? Dave and I were talking about Keegan before. We mentioned defense, and he seems like such a low maintenance player. You ask him to do what you need to offensively. His head's always in the game. He's so under control, and then defensively, he has had to guard everybody's best player, and sometimes that's the point guard to the 4. What's the value in what Keegan brings to this team nightly defensively for Mike Brown?
Gosh, he has been so impressive. I'm still trying to fully wrap my head around it, because the difference between year one as a rookie and his sophomore campaign is night and day. And that's not to say he was a bad defender last year. I think it was just an adjustment phase for him. And I asked De'Aaron Fox after the Dallas game about his defense, and he made a really valid point of saying, in college, Keegan kind of guarded centers. He guarded the bigs. And so to come to the NBA and have it be where you're guarding perimeter players that are the best athletes in the world, it's an adjustment. It's a lot to ask a rookie to do. And I really looked to this past offseason where he spent all that time with De'Aaron Fox, and they played one-on-one, and he put in that time, and he genuinely wants to be a high level defender. And it's so impressive what he's doing. And just, he's very intelligent. He sees the game well. He anticipates well. He's drawing charges now, which, I challenge you all, whenever a player on the Kings draws a charge, please immediately look to Mike Brown's reaction on the bench. It is jumping up and down, so excited. That to me, drawing a charge defensively is one of the best indicators of how good of a defender you are. And Trey Lyles actually does a really good job of it, because it's anticipation. It's knowing the game plan. It's the willingness to sacrifice your body, being there for your teammates at the time that you're supposed to be there in the spot you're supposed to be. So Keegan's defense has been so impressive. And, that to me is why he had kind of a slow start offensively to the start of the year. You expend a ton of energy. And De'Aaron also was he doesn't get tired. He's like a robot. Well, to play at the level he's playing on both ends of the floor, you have to be a robot a little bit, because it takes a high level of conditioning and just, having your body ready to withstand 82 games at that level.
We'll ask you the same question we talked about earlier, Katie. If you have a choice between Keegan playing at a 10 level on defense and a 5 on offense, or a 10 on offense and a 5 on defense, which do you think is better for the team?
I think a 10 on defense, because I think he's that good of a defensive player, and he's impactful, and he can change the game from a defensive standpoint. And, when you look at all the other weapons that the Kings have offensively, I would rather defer there. But, to be honest, he's one of the Kings' best defenders, without a doubt.
Katie, this next week, I guess it's 8 days, can be really awkward time for everybody, because it looks like this group likes each other. They've built something pretty special here. Things could change dramatically with trades, or multiple trades, or nothing over the next 8 days.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got a read on. They don't know that either, but I mean, they seem close. It's like you said, you've been in this. It's a weird spot right now, because things are good and they could stay good, but they could also make some moves here. Do you get any sense of anticipation, I guess, from the guys not knowing their certainty over the next 7 to 8 days?
Nothing at all.
That's good.
Nothing. I mean, it's it's business as usual. It's not anything that I've gotten a sense that guys are worried about, or even, some guys leading up to the deadline, they kind of push a little bit harder. They're trying to either prove their worth to stay, or, they're trying to prove their worth for, okay, if someone's going to pick me up, I want to show them kind of what I can offer, that type of thing. I'm not getting that at all. And that's kind of what I love about this team is the style of their offense, the personalities on the team, and the way that the coaching staff has kind of led them, if you will. It's really about the team. They're very, very focused on what they do, their system. You don't see a lot of ISO. You don't see a lot of guys pushing too hard, doing things that they shouldn't do. I mean, it's basketball. It's going to happen where guys are going to, take a shot that they probably shouldn't have taken, but it's such a low percentage on this team, because they're constantly looking to get the next guy involved, make the better pass, get the more open look. So to me, yes, it's a stressful time in the league, but I haven't gotten a sense from the team overall with how they're playing or being around them that it's an issue.
Well, Jason and I were just talking a couple days ago and saying, on this winning streak that you can make a pretty good argument that the three guys that have stepped their game up the most compared to where it was are in no particular order: Harrison Barnes, Kevin Huerter, and Davion Mitchell have both really kind of excelled. And Kevin Huerter, I understand, is arguable because he's been doing a lot of other things, but those are the three guys that we agreed on that have kind of increased their play quite a bit over these last 4 games. So just kind of to your point, those are also the 3 players that have been most involved in trade talks. So from a statistical point of view, is there any credibility to thinking that either one or more of those 3 are either playing higher level to stay in Sacramento or playing a higher level to leave Sacramento? Either way, that it's a fact. It seems not coincidental that this is happening a week before the trade deadline.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I understand the question. I really do. I just, I hate it. And I'll explain. And this is not because it's you and I butt heads with you more than anybody else. But in my playing days, never, ever, ever did it enter my mind around that time, and to my knowledge, any of my teammates' minds, that that's what you're playing for. Right? Like if that is such an individual approach to the game. And I just, I talked, and I know I've heard, and I've, worked with people, like, I get it. Like, you see Davion come in and he hasn't come in a while. And it's like, ooh, are they trying to showcase him? Or Harrison Barnes, they're calling more plays for him. Are they trying to showcase him? Like I talked to Jay Triano offensively about Harrison and what was going on over that 3-game stretch. And I asked him, you guys are a team that doesn't really call a lot of plays. You'll call a handful, but the rest of it is free flowing. You allow the freedom to make the right play, to make plays for others. I said, what has been going on recently with Harrison? He said, well, we decided that we needed to get Harrison a little bit more involved in the offense early on, because every single night he's going to have probably the weakest defender on him. And that's something that we haven't done a good job of trying to isolate early on and get him going early on with a defender that is probably the weakest defender on the floor. And he said, we also felt like he was getting a little passive offensively. So that's another reason you go to him early on, so that you're kind of from the frame of mind from the beginning of the game is you're looking for him to be more aggressive offensively. I don't in any way, shape, or form feel like that's like, oh, you know what? I don't believe that, this front office comes down and says, hey, these are the guys we're trying to move. I need you to make them look good. It's about winning games, and it's about doing what you think you need to do to have an advantage in each and every game. And so I just do not subscribe to that theory.
So it's coincidental. I mean, honestly, I'm not arguing with you. I'm saying, so yeah. You think it's, and are probably right, that it's just a coincidental thing, and guys like me are looking too much into it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's fair.
How about
doesn't mean
go ahead.
Doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. Sure. But I just
you're with the team every day. That's why we have you on. You're with the team every day. You play. Yeah. You're we goof around, but look, I'm the fat guy in the studio. You're the one that played, and you're the one that's with the team. And I don't expect you to come on the show and be like, maybe with Kevin Huerter, he's trying to play his way out of, like, of course you're not going to say that, but if you say that,
and like with Kevin, we know how important he is to the success of this team. He had a rough spot earlier in the year, but look at what he did last year. Look how important he was last year. He's playing incredibly at a high level right now. And to me, the biggest difference with Kevin over the last maybe month, if you will, 3 weeks, his defense has been like really good.
Yeah.
Like he's playing his best defense right now. And then Davion, like we've seen kind of the weird rotation with him. And Mike is so good about trying to, like, okay, I haven't maybe gone to you for 5 games, but I'm going to go to you tonight because I still want you to stay ready. I still want you to stay involved, and I'm going to give you another opportunity to have playing time, right? If he puts him in for 5 minutes and it doesn't go well, he's not going to go back to him. But if Davion steps up and plays well, which he has, he's knocked down threes. Defensively, he does what Davion does. But, where he's giving you something at both ends of the floor, then it's like, okay, well, I'm going to give you a try in the next game. That, to me, from being around Mike now for 2 seasons, that's his approach to things.
Yeah. Katie, one last thing for me. I hope fans really appreciate what Domantas Sabonis has been doing, but specifically the last game. I mean, there's 39 years of basketball in Sacramento, and nobody in a game has had more rebounds than him in one. I mean, Weber did it in an overtime game, so he matches C-Web. 26 rebounds is ridiculous. I mean, that's just – I know he got acknowledged for it and all that, but I just hope people appreciate what he's doing and what he does every single night for this team.
Yeah, I really hope so, too. I mean, and I hope that coaches around the league appreciate it. I look at De'Aaron and Domas right now, and it's like – what is De'Aaron? I haven't looked at the updated numbers yet this morning, but I mean, I believe going into that game in Memphis, he was like 6th in the league in scoring, and like he's in like the top 10 in so many categories statistically in the NBA. And we're sitting here going like, wow, is Domas and De'Aaron going to make an all-star team this year? Like Domas leads the league in rebounding, like his point scoring, every single number is even higher this year than it was last year when he was named to the team. And so I'm sitting here going like, I will be honest, like he is so good and so consistent and just gets better as the season goes along. I think people take it for granted because it's so, and not in like a negative way. I mean, I think it's one of those things we're so accustomed to how great he is that there are times, in the first half, I'll look down at the stat monitor and be like, what? He has 15 rebounds already? Like,
what do you have,
he's
16
got a
the other
double
in the first half?
Yeah, it's like a double in the first half, but not just a double. Like, you have 15, 17 boards. Like, what in the world, And so his game is so team-oriented. It's one of those things where he doesn't make anything about himself. He works so hard on every possession. I never have seen him take a play off on either. I mean, it's just he tries. He gives everything every possession. And to me, I think guys like that aren't super flashy, that kind of do the dirty work, do the little things, are super unselfish. I feel like we as fans watching don't understand just how amazing they are because they don't make anything about themselves. So yeah, I mean, I think Domas is he just gets better and better. And every game I'm like, holy cow. And as the double streak continues, I think it's at 27 or 28, by far the most in the league. It's his, personal record. He's climbing up the ranks of all-time records in terms of double streaks in the NBA. I mean, it's just the absurdity of how good he is and just how little credit he gets for it. It just blows my mind.
That's Katie Christensen. She emailed me last night. I actually have, in addition to prep for today, her schedule for the rest of the day.
I did not.
There will be some a bath, some needlepoint, perhaps a nice bowl of oatmeal, and some reading. Are
you some kind of like weird chauvinist that because I'm 3,000 miles away, you feel safe that you're not going to get smacked in the face?
How is that? How is that being a chauvinist?
You're going to have a bath. You're going to do some needlepoint.
Needlepoint.
I do. I know how to do needlepoint.
But when was the last time you did it?
When I was like 8 with my mom.
Okay.
I think you're the chauvinist for thinking needlepoint is sex specific. I think anyone can have fun doing needlepoint.
All right.
I know. Hey, by the way, I know how to crochet too.
Hook rug?
Oh my god.
No, but I do know how to crochet. Okay. All right, Katie. We'll have fun with your exciting things later today. Have a great call.
We like game prep and the actual basketball game and work. I'll have a blast.
You're a mile a minute. All right. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you Wednesday. Bye. Basically, like, you're a chauvinist for talking crap when you know I'm not going to slap you. Like, what?
She will.
You can't throw that chauvinism stuff around. I'm offended. I spilled my coffee. Thanks to Katie. We'll take a break. A meal coming up at 9 a.m. When we come back, though. Did I get you? Oh, sorry. I thought
I was doing 4 down.
Oh, I got you. I thought I got you with my coffee. 4 down territory coming up next.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Progressive presents Precious Moments.
Hey, Jess, want to come for a ride on my motorcycle? You know, we can talk about our feelings and explore our emotional compatibility.
I thought you'd never ask.
The exchange you just heard didn't actually happen, but it could. Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive, and you could use the savings to make sure the motorcycle is always ready for your dream girl. So keep the dream alive and the savings coming with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
The Sacramento Kings road trip continues Wednesday in South Beach.
Herter with a wraparound, and Sabonis rips it down for a 20-20 game.
It's the Kings and the Heat.
Wednesday at 4:30 on your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install the new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Get your retirement savings to play ball with your retirement plan. Call Cap Trust today at 916-924-7527 or log on to captrust.com.
It's time to buck up, Sacramento. The professional bull riders are back. PBR Sacramento Wrangler Long Live Cowboys Classic will take over downtown's Golden One Center this February 2nd through 4th. 3 huge nights of edge-of-your-seat bucking, featuring some of the biggest bulls and toughest cowboys on the planet. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.
Stop by any participating Save Mart location for a 20% off ticket discount code when you buy Monster Energy.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big old nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo, with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. Plus line dancing, a mechanical bull, and Sacramento's best food trucks. One-day tickets are on sale now, starting at $46, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more info, visit CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by Hubble Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center.
I like daffodils, tulips, the big dinner plate dahlias. I loved being in the garden, but I wasn't going to be able to because I couldn't not only walk, but I couldn't really stand on my foot without being in pain. It was excruciating. So my husband said, let's go to the Good Feet store.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Terry live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
This nice young man said, I think I can help you. He got the arch support, and I was fitted. And I kept walking back and forth across the store, and I looked at my husband and burst into tears because it was the first time in a year that I have not had any pain in my foot. I have had no pain since the day I bought them. Now I can do whatever I want. There isn't any place on my property that doesn't have flowers blooming 365 days a year. I still can't believe it. My name is Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
For sore feet, aching back, knee, or hip pain, come to the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, or Vacaville.
Get a great deal on your new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Superstore.
Great selection, great factory financing and incentive.
And great Maida Chevy savings on every new Silverado in stock.
Online at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
When the unexpected happens, trust AutoAccident.com. Loyalty and compassion set them apart. They're with you every step of the way. AutoAccident.com. That's AutoAccident.com.
Sactown Sports will be road tripping to Vegas to cover the big game. Brought to you by Jiffy Lube, your place to take your car before your next road trip.
Bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
Welcome back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Chris Rillard. Our thanks to Katie for joining us. Campeo on the YouTube chat says, Dave is weird. Yeah, okay. I'll wear that. Nothing wrong with that. Well, you're not too weird. You know.
Okay, weirdo. Party of one.
Party of one, which reminds me, sometime in this segment, not now, we will give away PBR tickets. Yeah, that's right, to you. Actually, let's do that in the next segment, so stay tuned for that because we have 4 down territory. Right meow. Right meow. Yeah, it's okay to be weird. Be yourself, unless you're weird. And act like Chris Rillard, who has 3 for madness earlier and now 4 down territory.
Good save.
First down.
The Lions were 9-8 last season and made it to the conference championship this year. Pick a team that went 9-8 or worse this year that could do what Detroit did.
All right, let's take a look at some of the candidates, Jason, if you will. And I'm going to go down to, there they are right there. I'm actually going to go with a 5-12 team. Whoa. I might be a little too high on him, but I don't think so. I'm going to go with Jim Harbaugh and the Los Angeles Chargers. It is in the AFC. That makes it difficult. But again, there's a lot of talent on that team. There's a lot of talent on that team. And Jim Harbaugh is really, really good. Like, Jim Harbaugh should be nicknamed Honeymoon Phase because he's really good in the beginning. He wears on people sometimes. I get it. Maybe he's gotten older and better and drank less milk or whatever it is. But I think, you know, when you just look at the 9-8 teams, you know, Bucks, Pats, well, I don't want to go through them all because there's one other, I think, really good choice, but I'm going to go with the Chargers.
All right. I don't know if you saw my choice there.
I think I did.
Bengals.
That's right.
Yeah, 9-8. They've been there. Might be cheating. They, you know, with Burrow back. It's also the AFC though. Man, you know, I guess one of those teams in the NFC South, if they got right, Saints, Falcons, Panthers, or Bucks, but I don't know. I didn't see Detroit doing this. Good for them for doing it, but maybe someone else like the Bengals can come out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think that's the right answer. I wanted to go 5-12.
Yeah, that's good.
When I'm right, if I'm right next, I'll be like, I told you so.
Honeymoon Phase did it.
Honeymoon Phase did it. Second down, please.
Your team that you root for isn't in it. So which of the Big Four championships would you want to attend most? Stanley Cup, Super Bowl, World Series, or NBA Finals?
All right, and just for the sake of this, I think for accuracy, we're assuming that, like, in the case of the Cup, the Series, or the Finals, they're all Game 7s, just to match up right with the Super Bowl. I'm tempted to say Stanley Cup because
really,
just because Stanley Cup playoffs are amazing. I get it. And I've never been to a big time hockey game. But give me the NBA Finals. Even if the Kings aren't in it, give me the NBA Finals just because that's totally crazy. I've been to a Super Bowl. I'll never probably go to a Super Bowl again. That was fine. But I think the NBA Finals would be better.
I'm attempting to dazzle Dave.
Wow, the Super Bowl was fine.
Honestly, I don't like going to football games.
Oh.
You get one angle. We had great seats. I couldn't have asked for a better experience. It was from me to Christopher Laud when Russ Wilson threw the pick instead of running Marshawn Lynch. It was literally straight ahead of me. I couldn't have asked for a better experience. Katie Perry and the left shark and all that. It was great. It was fine. But you have no replays. You don't know what's going on for some of the time.
You don't have that for basketball.
No, you don't. But I feel like basketball is a little like, no matter where you are on the court, like I don't have the sight issues that I do where I'm looking up at the screen half the time because they're over on the opposite 20. I don't think football is a particularly great in-person viewing sport. But that's just me.
Okay. There's a lot of stuff in a football game that nothing is happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, and baseball is like
which is what makes it so funny when people flip out like, oh, they're showing Taylor Swift again. Literally nothing is going on.
That's just this the what is it? The hurt dog will holler or something like that. Like the loudest, the ones that
it's the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yeah, that's just so snowflakey and dumb. If Taylor Swift is up your butt that badly, you got other things up your butt. That's what the saying. How the saying goes.
Crowded butt.
It's a very crowded butt.
I would take the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Question third down 3.
What is your guys' favorite memory from being on Radio Row at the Super Bowl?
Well, Joe Pittman and I actually video bombed Jim Rome and Joe Montana once. There was a TV over in the corner. It was like 8 seconds behind, and Jim Rome was doing a show. And we were just happened to be standing right behind it. So we just we were kind of dancing and moving around and then looking over, and then we'd see ourselves dancing and moving around like we were 4-year-old. So, gosh, the story I'm going to tell more than anything is probably almost puking on Pierre Garçon the year before last.
That was memorable.
That's the most memorable.
That's my favorite Radio Row.
Yeah, that was, and then ending up and then barely making it out of there and into the closed down bathroom to throw up. And from a migraine, I wasn't drinking.
Also, wasn't it in the? Wasn't there like a team store or something you went into?
I went in there and the police tried to the security tried to stop me because it was closed, but there's no doors on it, and I knew there was a bathroom there, and so I'm walking towards the bathroom, and sir, it's closed, and I go, I'm 2 seconds away from throwing up. You can 100% arrest me, and they were like super cool. They were like, oh nope, go ahead, and I proceeded to just. French kiss the toilet there.
It's amazing people watching.
It is. Were you down there? It might have been me, Deuce, and Mo. When speaking of Jim Harbaugh, he just sat down 3 chairs ahead of us and was drinking an iced tea or something for an hour, and we didn't want to mess with him.
Yeah,
but
just chilling.
Yeah, there's probably Mary Lou Retton. Mary Lou Retton came on with us.
That's cool.
We had Dana White and Dominic Cruz at the same time. Aaron Donald came on. That was awesome. But for some reason, just Mary Lou Retton, front row in person. And she was so sweet, cute, awesome. All the things you think about Mary Lou Retton. On a scale of, honestly, I would.
Because you weren't expecting the interviewer, too. That's the thing. That's what makes it fun.
I'd give it a 10.
Stuck the landing.
Yeah,
I think, what was cool? I remember at the one in Santa Clara where we all were down there, Super Bowl 50, I think it was.
Yeah.
Just when you could tell, okay, Troy Aikman's walking through. Oh, here's Ken Griffey Jr.
Yes.
Here's other random celebrities. I remember Zeke Elliott was in college and was just walking through and nobody knew who he was. And then you just could feel someone. There was a presence. I'm like, who is this? There was just a mob of people, and it was the largest group of people was around Tim Tebow.
Oh gosh,
more than anybody there.
About
and
that.
I remember they were bringing around. It was Troy Aikman, Ken Griffey Jr., and a third person, I think. And then 10 minutes later, there's a bigger commotion. Who could this be?
Yeah.
And it was Tim Tebow.
Work. Yeah, the energy completely changes.
Yeah.
It was like that for Deebo Samuel, weirdly enough, 2 years ago. But I think part of that is because there was Radio Row sucked that. The year we were down there for Tyrese Halliburton, Radio Row just was terrible that year. It's always fun looking at all these super awesome people that we don't get to interview.
Yes.
That was amazing. 4th down.
This time next year, Fox will have the Super Bowl and Tom Brady will be the analyst. How do you think he will be in the booth?
I think he's going to be good. I do. I think
Not great.
Well, this theory that I have, and I'm not the only one, by the way, that I think the closer the analyst is to when they retired, the better they are. I think that's kind of why Tony Romo's fallen off. I think analysts that go into the booth the year after they retire, it's like you played with a lot of these guys, you studied, you know these formations. You can do a lot of like, oh, here's what they're going to do, and this is why they did that. And then as it stretches out, you lose that a little bit. So Tom's going to have a couple years behind him. But he's very personable. He's very charismatic. He's you watch his press conferences when he played. He's very good at breaking stuff down. He's freaking Tom Brady, dude. People are going to listen to him. Like, there might be a little bit like sometimes the way he talks, he carries himself a little like like kind of folksy. But I think they'll work with him. He'll be fine.
Yeah, you kind of want it to me to either be entertained,
yes,
or learn something. And I think we'll be closer to the learning something with him, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. So it's just, who's his partner going to be? Burkhart, right?
Yeah, I think so. Is he moving in for Olsen?
Yeah. So this was Olsen's last big game.
Here's the thing.
I mean, I say big game, but
if we get happy-go-lucky, good for all time zones, fun, Tom Brady, it's going to be fine. If we get competitor Tom Brady, that's like serious and will call stuff out, and like you can see those flashes of like, oh, and he combines those with anecdotes about like, yeah, dude, if that had happened, like that happened with Gronk once, and I did this, and this, I think it's going to be something to see. Just depends on which Tom Brady we get. We'll take a break. When we come back, 2 questions. Who's hot? Who's not? 3 in the key for tonight, and we're giving away PBR tickets. That's a pretty packed segment, Jason.
Very good.
I would stick around on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
The NFC champion San Francisco 49ers will get their chance at revenge when they face the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 58.
Jimmy going to throw a deep shot into double coverage. It's intercepted by Fuller, and that will be it. The Kansas City Chiefs will win their first Super Bowl.
Reed versus Shanahan. Purdy versus Mahomes. The Chiefs versus the 49ers. It's Super Bowl 58, Sunday, February 11th.
And it's on your home for the National Football League, Sactown Sports.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
With RT Painting, our name says it all. We are a reliable and trusted commercial and residential painting company serving the Sacramento area since 1998. Employee-owned, our attention to detail is second to none. Put our decades of experience serving our community to use for you. Get a free quote today. Call us at 916-900-8112. That's 916-900-8112. Or go online to rtpainting.com. That's rtpainting.com. RT Painting, your trusted and reliable painting contractor of choice.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com. 0
down with approved credit.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
I remember as if it were yesterday. I reached down to move a nightstand and was astonished at the weight of the piece. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At that moment, I instantly recognized the difference between Naturewood's quality furniture that will last a lifetime versus lesser quality furniture found elsewhere. Now, I suppose there's a huge difference in what you'd put in your first apartment and what you would live with in the comfort of your own home. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings Made in USA sale is a great time to fill your home with solid, superior quality furniture to reflect your own love for life. With brands like Sam Moore, Stanton, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and many more, Naturewood Home Furnishings has tables, chairs, couches, and, yes, nightstands, and more at their Made in USA sale. Find furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
At Elk Grove Kia, we get it. Life happens. We believe in second chances. Have repos, late payments, or faced bankruptcy? No problem. Our finance department is top-notch and ready to make miracles happen. No need to worry about money down. At Elk Grove Kia, you can drive away today with $0 out of pocket. Visit us at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovekia.com. Your second chance to drive the car of your dreams is just a visit away. Elk Grove Kia, where we turn obstacles into opportunities. Dare to drive differently.
Elk Grove Kia.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who is hot?
The New York Knicks defense.
Oh, yeah.
In December, the Knicks allowed 124.8 points per game. This month, January, the Knicks allowed just 100.1 points per game. That is the largest drop in points per game allowed from one month to the next in NBA history.
The Anunoby effect.
Good for the Knicks.
The Knicks right now, the second best opposition points per game in the NBA, which, by the way, just a quick note, the NBA has finalized plans to do a 2-day draft this year. They will hold the first round of the draft at the Barclays Center, June 26th, the second round at ESPN's Seaport District Studios in Manhattan. Okay.
This seems like a cash grab.
I mean, really tuning in for the second round?
On the first night, there's a chance.
Yeah,
cash grab.
Yeah, that's whatever. All right, who's not hot?
The NHL.
Oh yeah,
there were 2 NHL games yesterday, and only 3 goals were scored. That is the least amount of goals per game in one day since November 16th, 1976, when only 1 goal was averaged on the night.
Yeah, NHL, man.
Stands for
not
a hockey league.
Hockey leagues.
Not hockey leagues.
Yeah, that's great. Great job by us. Not hockey leagues. Also, hey, just a quick weather note with the PGA Pebble Beach Pro-Am coming up this weekend, which is usually a fun event and still might be, but we're about to apparently receive at least starting today 2 consecutive Pineapple Express style atmospheric rivers. They call the Pineapple Express when it's coming up from Hawaii all the way and just kind of creates that channel and just
be raining pineapple.
That would be amazing. We're about to get really, really soggy.
Okay.
So whatever you need to do to prep before getting soggy.
What's that mean?
Switch out your shoes. Wear the shoes you don't mind getting muddy and wet.
Okay.
Make sure you have an umbrella in your car.
Okay.
If you have light tread on your tires, you should have it changed anyways, but really change it.
Yeah.
Especially that first day of rain when the oil comes up. And guys, when it's raining, drive safely. Don't do the swervy thing on the freeway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
You don't need to get there that quickly. And you know what? You won't get there at all if you get in a car crash. Brought to you by the people at Sactown Sports.
Yes.
We care.
Yeah.
3 the key.
Dork.
Kings Heath. Just saying, live and local, you know? Golly.
We care.
We care.
We care a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you ready?
I'm ready.
Domantas Sabonis coming off a career high, 26 rebounds. Carmichael Dave, how many rebounds for Domantas Sabonis tonight against the Miami Heat?
It's Bam Adebayo. Give me 13.
Okay.
His average.
I have him for 16
Wow.
today. Chris?
I've got him for 14.
Okay. Last chance for De'Aaron Fox to make that imprint as the All-Star Reserve is going to be named tomorrow.
Yeah.
So what will Fox do? Points and assists tonight. Points and assists.
Am I correct that the last time the Kings won in Miami was on that De'Aaron Fox putback with like 4/10 left or something?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
We'll go with it.
I believe they have a 7-game losing streak in Miami, something like that. Oh, Miami has a 7-game losing streak too. Wow, parameters.
So Fox points, Fox assists.
31 and 8.
I have 33 and 5. Chris?
I'll take 28 and 6.
Okay. And lastly, a random stat.
Random stat.
Something different.
You know what? I'm going to go with something different. Something
Touchdown
that
by Juszczyk?
highly unlikely. Actually, I think a touchdown by Kyle Juszczyk tonight would be more likely than this.
Oh, wow.
But I'm going for it. Mike Brown will win a challenge. I'm going
Will
for
he
it.
challenge within the first 45 seconds?
Woof. Woof. Yeah, that's a yeah.
Is Mike Brown on tilt with challenges?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Can we have them take away challenges?
honestly, at some point, you just like have the players vote.
Yeah.
Like just everybody, like yay or nay. Also, aye, nay. Okay, no challenge.
Yeah. I have that the Kings will hold their second straight opponent under 100 points.
What?
Yeah. Lockdown defense.
Jason.
Yeah.
You're going for it.
I am. Chris?
Unfortunately for the Kings, Jaime Jaquez Jr. will have 15 or more points.
Well, I hope he's their leading scorer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've held our last three opponents to it's actually pretty wow. Held our last three opponents to 94, 115, and 133. So my point is
They won a game where they gave him 133. Was that Dallas?
that was no, they would beat Golden State 134, 133.
That's right.
So what's happening is, do you see that? They went from 133 to 115 to 97. What's tonight going to be 84?
Yeah.
Dork.
That was a slip of the finger.
That's okay. Why?
Fifth call. Did you just say S-O-C-K-Y? Saki? What'd you just say?
I said, I was like, why?
I think you said that's okay. Why? And I heard S-O-C-K-Y.
Oh, okay.
And I was
Saki.
Saki. Oh, the drink.
Yeah.
But
Saki
not spelled
ball.
the
That was
same.
absolutely insane.
Fifth caller right now, 1-800-920-1140. PBR returns for the Wrangler Long Live Cowboys Classic, so we're putting them on bowls. Hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now, live for caller number 5 to win a pair of tickets to Experience. Experience, I say, the world's greatest 8-second man versus beast duel. For more info, visit SactownSports.com. And I do have a PBR update for you, Jason Ross. Coming this Friday, we will have a PBR person in studio. I'm assuming it's Cody Jesus. Would be pretty dope. It was Cody Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
What a great name for a
Could
bull
be
rider.
Brazilian and be Cody Jesus.
That's true.
Yeah.
Actually, like Jose Aldo, right? Probably not.
Is the bull coming in?
The bull is not. I keep asking. They never bring us a bull. That would be insane.
Because the stairs.
Could a bull get through that door?
Yeah.
Like if it was a nice bull, like a well-trained
Right.
bull, like on a leash.
Yeah.
But could it could probably fit through there, right?
Would they knock first?
God.
But cows can't go downstairs.
The what?
Cows can't go downstairs.
Why not? What?
They can't do it.
Science?
I thought there was like, is there some sort of vaudeville ban against cows on the first floor? Currently, Cody is number 3 in the world. He's going to join us in studio around 8:30.
Okay.
And I will be at the PBR on Sunday with the family.
Nice.
I will have a full report on Monday.
Okay.
We'll take a break when we come back. Niners at 9, featuring Sactown Sports Niner insider Emil Fragoso. We'll do all that now.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
And I'm David Figueroa. Over 30 years ago, my brother Greg and I set out on a mission to offer the world a better hot sauce.
That's right, David. We made Melinda's thicker, hotter, and better than ordinary hot sauces.
And now we have 32 exciting and delicious sauces that hot sauce fans are obsessed with, like our ghost pepper sauce, our Thai sweet chili, and our best-selling black truffle hot sauce.
Melinda's also has 5 spicy ketchups made with real sugar and no added junk like high fructose corn syrup. People ask David and I, what makes Melinda so good? That's easy. We think like chefs do. Instead of burning someone with hot peppers and vinegar, we use fresh plant-based ingredients and the finest chili peppers perfectly blended to set your mouth on flavor.
Go to melindas.com to find our line of craft condiments at Walmart and other fine retailers. And right now, get 20% off our award-winning sauces with code SPORTS at melindas.com. That's melindas.com. melindas.com.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at gawon'twait.com. That's gawon'twait.com.
If you think getting hurt in an accident is bad, wait until you deal with the aftermath. Even what seems like a small accident can have devastating consequences to your health, employment, finances, and family. All this can be avoided by getting the right help and calling the Scranton Law Firm. Since 1973, we've collected $500 million for our clients and helped thousands of people just like you. Call us at 1-800-707-0707 or ScrantonLawFirm.com.
Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain, very intense, can make your eyes water. It makes you walk funny because you're trying to get pressure off your heel. I had instability. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And I was driving past the Good Feet store. I mean, why not? Give it a try.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure they fitted me with the right thing. And so they brought out several different arch supports and gave me the opportunity to try them in shoes and walk around with them until they found the perfect ones for my feet. I had no idea that they would be that patient, and I had no idea they would be that kind. And you just knew, like, your feet, just when they got on the right ones, they were like, oh yeah. And it really did make a big difference. It made my foot not hurt. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Nevada is a betting place. They've laid odds now due to rumors that Jimmy Butler might be on the move.
Really?
Yeah, they are now laying odds. The New York Knicks are the favorites to acquire Jimmy Butler at plus 210. That means if you put $100 down, he goes to New York, you win 210. The 76ers right behind him at 225.
Back to Philly.
Coming in at third at plus 325, the Sacramento Kings.
Interesting.
That is interesting. I ain't buying it. Hey, man, look, if you can get Jimmy Butler without giving up the core four, bring it. Jimmy would do just fine on this team in every capacity. You imagine Jimmy Butler and Keegan Murray defending together. Jimmy coming in here and being like, no, there would be no more blown leads against Phoenix.
You sure?
Says the guy that's lost 7 games in a row.
Yeah.
That's what I choose to believe. I forgot he was on the. Is he on the?
Yeah, he's on the thing.
Hey, thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.
Well, no. What I did is I went and hit the phone to like welcome you in, and I forgot that. I think, are you in here? Yeah, you are. Good morning, Emil. How are you?
Good morning. How are you guys?
How would you like Jimmy Butler on the Kings there? Niners, Sactown Sports Insider, Emil Fregoso.
Hell no.
No.
Nope. Not at all. Nope.
Wow.
He's not right for Sacramento. He's not. I don't think his personality would match this team, this identity. I think it would clash with a couple people, including Mike Brown. I think he's perfect for Miami. I think that the report is gibberish, frankly.
I kind of like that his personality might clash with him.
Wow.
Emil, talk to me about the buzz that may very well be completely not true, but I'm sure you've read it. Talk to me about the buzz that Chase Young is making a few people unhappy around him due to his effort.
Yeah, even including Kyle Shanahan. He didn't want to point names talking about it, but the pursuit for the 49ers has been a real lackluster thing the last few weeks when it comes to run plays, and the Chase Young has been a part of it. Obviously, that Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown run, Chase Young was seen going after him and then kind of slowing down, then not giving a lot of effort. That was kind of Chase Young's big question coming over from Washington when they traded for him at the deadline was, is his motor going to change? Is his effort going to change going for the football? And for the most part, it seemed like it had because he was in a better environment. But then you have plays like against Detroit where he doesn't give maximum effort, and that's going to be a question mark and possibly, not reporting anything like right now, it could be the reason they don't re-sign him after this season because of stuff like that. You have to have guys give maximum effort on every single play, especially at the defensive end spot when you're already paying Nick Bosa all this money. You can't afford to have a guy opposite of him not give 100% effort.
Chase Young, more like lollygag young, Jason.
Nice.
Thanks.
Nice. Emil, of course, brought to you by our friends at Timber Creek. They've got golf out there, of course, in their ballroom as well. Lots of other activities you could do there, whether it's events. Maybe you could go out there and watch the Super Bowl.
Maybe.
You know what? All that. So, Emil, about that, defensively in the game, the NFC Championship game, that to me was one of the biggest surprises, at least in the first half. They got absolutely dominated by the Lions. The run game, running in the edges. What changed in the second half for the Niners defense? Because the first half, again, they only gave them one short field. The Lions drove on them basically all of that first half.
Yeah, I think what changed, Jason, is the Niners, winning that halftime break, and they didn't say too much. It was more so we have to play to our standards, and we're not playing Niners football. And they came out of the half, and they only got a field goal on the first drive, and they opened the third quarter, and it was do or die time. It was gut check time. And everything changed when Dan Campbell went for it on 4th and 2. Everything changed there. And sure, they did catch a couple of lucky breaks, but the defense was able to force pressure and get Goff out of the pocket and get him scrambling and making throws on the run, which he's not that great at doing. And then on top of that, they were able to stop the run against Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery in that second half as well. In the third quarter alone, they only had 6 rushes for 20 yards compared to what happened in the first half where they had a plethora of runs or over 130 yards rushing. So that the whole game changed on that 4th and 2 play because the Niners did catch a lucky break because Amon St. Brown was not able to come up with the play. But on the same time, the defense was getting stronger. They were getting more in rhythm, and they worked into the game better. And by the end of the third quarter, that's why it was a tie game with the Niners going to take the lead.
Andy Reid is one of the best coaches in the NFL, if not NFL history. Patrick Mahomes is filling out his GOAT resume. Mm-hmm. The Chiefs already beat the Niners a couple of years ago in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. They have multiple titles. The defense is better than it was when they played the Niners back then. They're not going to make those mistakes. The running game is very quietly on fire with Isaiah Pacheco. Why the hell are the 49ers 2-point favorites, Emil?
It's baffling to me too, but at the same time, the Niners and their explosive offense, and when they are in sync playing to their best, they are potentially the best team in the NFL top to bottom because of their roster and how they're stacked up. I mean, this is a team that scored 30 or more points in more than half of their games this season. There's a reason why they were so effective against I mean, they're the sixth team in NFL history to beat 7 playoff teams in the same season. That says something about this team and this character, is that they are a resilient bunch, and they've beaten a lot of really big names. And yes, they had to come back twice in 2 weeks against people would say lesser competition in the Lions as well as the Packers, but they still did it. And this has been the team's biggest kryptonite the last few years, is that they cannot win games from behind. And what happens in the playoffs? The script completely flips around, and they only win games coming back from multiple point deficits. So I guess that's where you get it. But additionally, it's Vegas. It's gambling. You got to have a little bit of juice on one side. People are going to end up betting on Mahomes, is how this works. So they got to grease the wheels a little bit, if you say.
We saw that the Chiefs may have a significant injury here in a minute. Who's going to be out? Former Niner. How about on the Niner side of things, Emil? Anybody get banged up at all in that game that might miss the Super Bowl?
On the Niners side or the Chiefs side? I apologize.
On the Niners side.
On the Niners side, yes. So most likely, no. This is the healthiest the Niners have been going into this postseason. Only right now, George Kittle and Ambry Thomas have an ankle and a toe injury. They are seen as day-to-day. Everyone else is good to go. And that is the biggest sign for the 49ers, is that they are the healthiest they have been going into the postseason, into the Super Bowl they've ever been, which is what makes it so interesting with this team, because you would think that their defensive lapses would come from missing personnel. It's come from a lack of pursuit and a lack of effort. And so that's something they have to fix. 2 weeks in a row, they said, we got to stop the run. We got to set the edge. 2 weeks in a row, they haven't been able to do it. So Steve Wilkes, Kyle Shanahan, all the defensive players, they have to get in the laboratory and figure it out over the next week and a half before they play the Chiefs on Super Bowl Sunday.
Emil Fregoso, Sactown Sports Niner Insider. Can we both agree? I don't know how to rate the Niners so far this year in the playoffs. They're 2-0. They did their job, but they've been incredibly unimpressive, falling behind, especially to Detroit. Kansas City is not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. You know what I'm saying? So do we agree that if the Niners come out like they did against the Packers or Lions, you can just give Mahomes the ring right now?
I wouldn't say you give him the ring right now, because, again, anything is possible with this Niners team, it seems, right now. We were kind of writing them off at halftime again when they were down 24-7, and they came back and scored 27 unanswered. Anything seems possible with this Niners team right now. But I will say, to your point, Dave, if the Niners come out the way they did against the Packers and the way they did against the Lions, they're probably not beating the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, because they can put up points in a flurry. And like Nick Bosa said, this is a team that wasn't playing their best football going into the playoffs and now are playing their best football. They're playing the most informed team in the AFC. They should have a lot of critics, including myself last week when they beat the Ravens in Baltimore. I very much had the Ravens winning that game. But the Chiefs, it comes down to their defense. They're number 7 in DVOA this season on defense. That's their anchor right now. Patrick Mahomes, yes, is the best quarterback in the NFL. That offense is clicking because of him. But that defense is what's anchoring them. And if the defense for the Chiefs stops the Niners initially, especially in the first or second quarter, it could be a long day for the 49ers in Las Vegas.
Do you think this is the better matchup for San Francisco? Would it have been the Chiefs or the Ravens?
I think it's a better matchup with the Chiefs and the Ravens, because the Ravens, we've seen that formula. We just saw it on Christmas night with the Niners, where the Ravens came in and smacked them up and down. I do think it's a better story arc if you're going to talk, just wrestling in terms of how the narrative looks, because it's a get-back game for the Niners. It's a comeback game. Additionally, it's a Taylor Swift Bowl. So there's a lot of different factors going on in this game. And I think for the Niners, talking with Nick Bosa after the game, asking about what do you think of this matchup, he goes, it's perfect. It's perfect, because this is their chance to get revenge for when Nick Bosa was a rookie in 2019, 2020, and for them to come back and beat this team that they haven't been able to beat in multiple years. That's the one quarterback that's really given them trouble, Patrick Mahomes, over the last few years, and this is their chance to right the ship.
So exploiting the Chiefs' weaknesses, obviously, is going to be first and foremost, as you kind of just mentioned, for the Niners. What would you say is the biggest Chiefs weakness as compared to the Detroit Lions' strength, for example? In other words, I'm trying to say, well, the Niners had to really worry about this against the Lions, but they might have a little something else against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I would say it's the skill positions on offense. That's what I would say for the Chiefs. And the Lions had a lot of, big names: Jahmyr Gibbs, Dave Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta. The Chiefs have a hodgepodge of wideouts and tight ends that kind of get it done. I mean, not most NFL fans don't really know who Noah Gray is. They don't totally know who Marquez Valdez-Scantling is. At least the casual ones don't. But these are the guys that have really stepped up in the past few weeks and made big plays. Yes, they still have Travis Kelce, but that's really the only big name pass catcher out there. So for the Niners, they have an advantage because of the personnel and the overall accolades of these guys for KC on the wideout positions. But they still have really proven themselves the last few weeks, especially Rashee Rice, who's been on fire this postseason. So the Niners are going to have to really step up their game. And I think that Charvarius Ward, former KC cornerback, by the way, Charvarius Ward, will have a lot of juice for this game.
Emil, how do you think Brock Purdy will play on the Super Bowl?
I do think Brock Purdy will play well. I think that Brock Purdy is going to be really key for him and the offense in particular. They have to get out to a hot start early. They can't just kind of rhythm their way into this game like they had the last two games against the Packers as well as against the Lions. That's not going to work against the Chiefs. They have to get going from the jump. I do expect the Niners, if they do win the coin toss, to still defer to KC and let them go first, because the Niners, they love to have the ball in the second half. They love to do what they call the lap, which is they get the ball to close the first half and get it to open and have that 14-point swing if they could. But I do think for Brock Purdy and the 49ers, they have to take care of business right away. They have to get going right away. And frankly, me and Nate Littlefield were talking about this last night, Return of the Empire. 3 points is not enough. 7 points is kind of what you need against the Chiefs right now. Setting for a field goal is not going to be enough to start this game. You have to set the tone early and often.
Well, considering the Chiefs outscored 21 zilch in the fourth quarter of their Super Bowl meeting. MVP odds, Patrick Mahomes, even though the Chiefs are dogs, Patrick Mahomes is the favorite at plus 125, followed by Brock Purdy at 220, Christian McCaffrey at plus 450. Then there's a drop-off here. Travis Kelce at plus 1,400. And Emil, Marquez Valdez-Scantling,
wow,
plus 35,000. There's some value there, baby.
Yeah. MVS has been coming up big lately with these big catches for KC, so there definitely is some value there, Dave.
We'll be talking to Emil throughout, leading up all our Super Bowl coverage right here on your home of the Niners, Sactown Sports. Read him at SactownSports.com. Follow him on Twitter. Emil, it's going to be a fun week and a half, buddy. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys as well. See you soon.
Thank you. That's Emil Fragoso. I turned my mic off. Why? I don't know. We'll take a break. When we come back, Keegan Murray, rising stars. Just how rising is this star? We'll talk about him next.
The 49ers earned the NFC's top seed.
On the first play of the game, CMC Dynamite!
Join all of our shows. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Styles, and Watkins. And the Drive Guys as they follow their quest for a 6th Super Bowl title.
Pressured right away by Young and sacked by Eric Armstead.
Sactown Sports is your home for San Francisco 49ers football.
San Francisco!
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? We have options for everyone. Plus, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make for lower payments. It's no wonder Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not.
Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big old nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo, with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. Plus line dancing, a mechanical bull, and Sacramento's best food trucks. One-day tickets are on sale now, starting at $46, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more info, visit CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by Hobler Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
The Rising Stars game, All-Star Weekend, features rookies and second-year pros.
Yeah, I like this game. I'm glad they added. There's different things that are hits and misses through All-Star Weekend, but I think this is a good one. I like this game.
Keegan Murray becomes the 5th Sacramento King to play in the game, both as rookie and second year, joining Tyreek Evans, Boogie Cousins, Bogdan Bogdanovic. So we had a Boogie and a Bogey. And De'Aaron Fox.
Okay. Yeah.
Makes
sense. Good group to be a part of.
Also on this list, Sabrina Ionescu and Steph Curry will officially, shockingly, couldn't see that coming, face off in a 3-point contest, one-on-one.
Separate than the 3-point okay.
Yeah, he will shoot with an NBA ball from the NBA 3-point line. She will shoot with a WNBA ball from the WNBA 3-point line. And I just want to say this is something that I think looks incredibly fun, incredibly entertaining. I'm really looking forward to it. And also approximately 25% of this country is going to go absolutely insane over this whole thing.
Probably.
It's absolutely.
This is why I don't watch basketball anymore. Oh, how did you know it was happening? No, I didn't. I found out about it. It was on social media.
Shut up and dribble.
Trying to shove the WNBA in our faces. I don't even care. And then it's like, who are you rooting for? I feel like everyone's going to be rooting for her. I know, right? And then, like, if you're Steph Curry, like, at the base, you got to think, obviously she wants to win this thing. But, like, Steph Curry's kind of in a lose-lose situation, really, with those folk. Because it's either he wins, and then you're going to have you beat a girl, nice job. Or he loses, you got beat by a girl, nice job. It's like, can we just enjoy the fact that this is one of the events where you truly can have kind of a fun battle of the sexes. It doesn't mean if he wins, women should go back to not playing sports. It doesn't mean if she wins that he has lost his manhood and should be. It's fun. Right. It's just fun.
It's just a fun contest.
It's a fun contest.
What if they both make all of them?
Then America wins.
Yeah. Shows how great they both are.
I honestly think
that's the ticket.
I think what would
Steph
be
Curry and
Ionescu.
Who would be president? Who would be vice president?
Oh,
it's a great point.
Yeah.
I say you go in opposite alphabetical order. So Sabrina would be because Ionescu.
Oh, you're doing last name.
I was doing last name.
Okay.
I think that they should line up. I think that the person that blows the whistle to start should be Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should shoot with rainbow basketballs.
Yes.
And I think it should be sponsored by Bud Light. Right?
That won't get people talking.
Wasn't the whole point eyes and ears?
Yeah.
Are they still mad at Bud Light?
Yeah, I think so. I can't keep track, and I wish there was a newsletter.
Do you?
I would just like to know. Like, who are they mad at now?
Because it's always one of the things that we're late to the party. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, like I didn't.
Why don't you like this thing?
Okay, can we get a ranking? Like, number one is Taylor Swift as far as hateable, right? Like they hate her, and
that came quick,
really quick, because they keep showing her for 0.2.
Like they are continuously showing her less. The games have gone on,
and she even is like, "Stop showing me,
leave me alone."
Somebody did some research, and it was the game time was 3 hours and 9 minutes. Times Taylor Swift was shown 7. Duration total 44 seconds. Percentage of game time Taylor Swift was shown 0.39%. Other things that were pretty much right in the category of how long Taylor Swift was on camera. People making, serving, and eating crab cakes. Dolphins, sharks, and jellyfish at the local aquarium. Brittany Mahomes, just by herself, no Taylor. Ravens coach John Harbaugh's brother, and Ravens coach John Harbaugh's dad. They even do a handy graph here. Percentage of time Taylor Swift was on TV, 44 seconds. 3 hours and 8 minutes, no Taylor Swift on TV.
But every second they're showing her all the time.
I just don't understand why they have to keep showing Taylor Swift. I'm trying to watch football. Even though there's very little actual football played, and we watch commercials, and we watch flyovers, and we watch cheerleaders, and we watch mascots.
Sideline shots.
Shots.
Crowd shots.
But then they flash to Taylor Swift in the skybox, and I got to tell you, I blame China. What? Where did that come from?
Oh.
It's their fault. It's what that lady say earlier. It's a psyop. All professional sports are psyops. How about we just come up with...
Don't they serve pancakes?
That's the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity at psyop.
Yes.
Why don't we just start coming up with less things to be mad at? You want to show Taylor Swift? Show Taylor Swift. Hey, as long as you don't miss a play, I don't care.
Right.
Just don't miss a stinking play.
And for the people that say that they don't... Oh, I actually don't care about Taylor Swift at all. I could care less. I don't care about it at all. People that don't care don't talk about it.
I don't care about how many times they show the Jed York. But you know what I don't do? I don't go around tweeting about how I don't care that they show Jed York.
Yeah.
I don't care.
They'll show John Lynch.
Don't care.
Yeah.
That's fine. It happens. And you know what? I'd like to think also if... I'm trying to think of an equivalent, man. I can't. What would it be? God, if Michael Jackson were still with us and was dating Sabrina Ionescu and it was the WNBA finals and Michael was in the skybox cheering on Sabrina and they flashed the camera to him, like, would there be like WNBA fans who are like, stop showing him?
Wow, that was a really good analogy.
I don't know. You tried. If I'm trying to find a pop star that was as big as Taylor Swift, and then, I'm just wondering if the shoe was on the other hand. Would people care? Yes, that's right. If the shoe was on the other hand, Jason. We'll take a break when we come back. So congratulations, Keegan Murray, is what we're really trying to say.
Yes, that was the point of that.
Rising stars. What to watch?
Keegan Swift. Wait, what?
When we come back, we got some great matchups tonight. We'll let you know who they are next.
The Kings look to extend their win streak to 5 in a row.
He scores again. Harrison Barnes is just in fuego.
It's the Kings and the Heat from Miami, Wednesday at 4:30 on your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The world has changed a lot these last 2 years. You can do pretty much anything from your home, including order your new Honda from Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Check out our great selection at StocktonHonda.com or come in today and get pre-approved all in the blink of an eye. Stockton Honda makes buying a car simple and stress-free.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Go to babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's BABBEL.com. Start learning a language today at babbel.com.
Discover Timber Creek Ballroom, a hidden gem in West Roseville, boasting an 18-hole golf course and the perfect event venue. Whether you're planning a wedding, a corporate event, or any special occasion, Timber Creek Ballroom offers natural beauty, elegant spaces, and affordability, with room for 50 to 300 guests, indoors or outdoors. Timber Creek Ballroom has the perfect spot for your event. Visit timbercreekballroom.com for details. Excellent meets affordability at Timber Creek Ballroom, or your extraordinary events come to life.
At Elk Grove Kia, we get it. Life happens. We believe in second chances. Have repos, late payments, or faced bankruptcy? No problem. Our finance department is top-notch and ready to make miracles happen. No need to worry about money down. At Elk Grove Kia, you can drive away today with $0 out of pocket. Visit us at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovekia.com. Your second chance to drive the car of your dreams is just a visit away. Elk Grove Kia, where we turn obstacles into opportunities. Dare to drive differently.
Elk Grove Kia.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Normally I do a breaking news bit here, but just across the wire from the list of things you thought already happened. You know, like sometimes someone will announce like they died. Well, well, they won't. You know, they'll be like Freddie Goldschmidt died, and you're like, oh, wow. Actually, I thought Freddie passed a few years ago. Marc Gasol just announced his retirement. I mean, and I'm not making fun of Mark in any way, shape, or form, but like, I thought Marc Gasol retired like 3 years ago.
Maybe it's just that he wasn't playing, didn't have a team.
Well,
but he still had interest.
I looked it up. He last played for the Lakers in 2021, and then he's been playing for Basket Girona, which is probably super how you pronounce it. Basket, Basquet. So that tells you it's probably European-y or something. He's been playing
in Spain.
Huh?
I think that's in Spain.
European, then. Spain's in Europe, right? Yeah. Been playing for them 21, 22, and 23. So maybe it's like he just retired from them.
Yeah. Which we didn't know. I didn't know.
Does it count that you're still playing if you're not playing in the NBA?
Oh.
Does that count?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so.
Congratulations to Mark on a long, heartfelt, really good career. Hall of Fame career?
I don't think so.
Let's see here.
Well, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame, so it's international stuff too, but I don't know.
Marc Gasol, NBA champion once.
Okay.
3-time All-Star.
Okay.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Those are all pretty good.
He has 2 silver medals.
He lose to?
He has 2 gold medals in the World Cup and in FIBA Eurobasket. So, probably Hall of really good. Apparently, he's traded for his brother.
Yeah.
And he ended up being really good. Yeah. I remember that too. Well, happy trails, Mark. You have a nice long life of hanging out and being rich and just being. He's 39. He's
we just had
40
his
years
birthday
old.
yesterday or the other day, right?
39. Rest of his life ahead of him. Good for you, Mark. Life well lived and a whole nother half a life to go.
Yeah.
Tonight, The Nuggets at Thunder. The Thunder Nuggets.
Thunder Nuggets.
Oklahoma City. We've all been there. Mavs at Timberwolves. This time it's for real.
Okay.
Still don't know. Have we seen a fine on Anthony Edwards yet?
I have not.
I haven't either.
So.
I gotta expect that coming today. I'm pretty sure when you say 5 on 8, it's not your first offense. I think we predicted 50 or 75 grand somewhere in there.
That's a second offense, yeah.
Probably 50. Pelicans at Rockets. Rockets have been slipping a little bit. We talked about that yesterday from their big bad start. Sounds like they need to play the Kings again here very, very soon.
They're below 500 now.
Mm-hmm. And Jerry Jones, just real quick, is in the news. We'll get back to the main event tonight here because it appears more and more like Bill Belichick won't be a head coach in the NFL next season. But what if the Cowboys decided to move on from Mike McCarthy after next season? Could Jerry's team be an option? So talking to Yahoo Sports at the Senior Bowl, Jerry Jones.
Is that because he was there?
Yeah, it's named after him. Thank you. Instead of, let's workshop here. You're the owner of a team. You have a coach you've decided to bring back. A little controversial to do that. He's on the final year of his contract, and somebody asks you about Bill Belichick. Don't the answers generally, aren't they somewhere in the range of, I wouldn't even think about that right now. We're 100% behind Mike McCarthy, and I'm looking forward to contending for a Super Bowl next year.
You would hope. I would hope.
That's not something that's on my mind right now.
That's not something exactly. I'm not even thinking about it. No. I know him personally, and I like him. There's no doubt in my mind we could work together. None. Job, Jerry. Way to go.
Yeah.
Way
to support your guy.
Oh, Mike McCarthy's probably feeling really good. And maybe that's it. Maybe Belichick just sits out a year and goes and hangs out on his boat. And the Martha's
Belichick
Vineyard
boat?
Yeah. The SS on to Cincinnati. And then next year
Boatgate.
Yeah, exactly. Boats.
Do you think he tries to go back to the Patriots and just starts coaching again like nothing actually happened?
He just shows up.
He just shows up at training camp like what? I mean, who would say no?
Hopefully Gerard Mayo.
Yeah. Robert Kraft would probably be in Florida.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Kings Heat tonight, Sactown Sports. Here's the thing. We have exclusive coverage of this game.
We do.
Because we are the home of the Sacramento Kings. Kings looking for their 5th win in a row. Jason Ross.
If they do it, what's that? 10 games above 500? Best of the year?
Best of the year. They already are ahead of last year. The Heat are 1.5 point favorites.
Okay.
As of right now.
Are the Heat showcasing Jimmy Butler?
Ooh, is it going to be a big Jimmy Butler night? Well, is Monty McNair on the trip?
Should the Kings just try and dominate them from beginning to end to where Butler says, I could fit in this team.
I could play for these guys. I actually looked at it during the break just for funsies. You thought Ben Simmons would be tough to fit on this payroll. Woof. Jimmy's making 40 plus.
That wasn't my biggest concern with Ben Simmons.
No, I thought it was. I thought it was salary.
Oh, man, I'm out of cash.
Yeah, the Kings would definitely be all out of cash. Plus, isn't Jimmy kind of old?
Yeah, how old?
I mean, not old like you and me, but like old. Okay, I think Jimmy Butler is 32.
That's what I was going to guess.
Okay, Chris?
31.
Special appearance for Jimmy Butler on not celebrity birthdays. Jimmy Butler's 30. Jimmy Butler's photo is also amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That not to mention the fact that if Pat Riley does trade Jimmy Butler, it's like you don't trade with Pat Riley, you don't trade with Danny Ainge, you don't trade with Messiah Ujiri. He's not letting them go until he just gets
trade with Monty McNair.
No, you don't.
Yeah. Let's put some respect on his name. He is the reigning GM of the year.
Yeah, it's not Pat Riley.
No, it's not.
It's not.
What has he ever done? Ever.
Kept a bunch of hair gel places in business.
He's cool.
He is cool. I mean, come on, dude. You go from L.A.
to New York
to
Miami.
Like, you want to talk about a life well lived.
Mm-hmm.
That's Pat Riley. How old do you think Pat Riley is?
Pat Riley is 80.
He's that old.
81.
Oh, my God. I'm going to say 77.
Okay.
Is he really that old? Oh, my goodness gracious. He's 78. Pat Riley.
Stop.
78 years young.
Yeah.
I think I'm speaking for the predominant amount, and I would say like 90% of Kings fans here, where I just, like we said, I don't want to hear Gary Gerould saying, you wouldn't think this team would have lost 7 in a row the way the Heat looked tonight. I don't. If I'm Mike Brown, first off, I'm making a lot more money. Secondly, I'm a lot better looking. Thirdly, I am imploring my team, play the first quarter like it's the fourth quarter of Game 7 of the finals. Just get out and just stomp on the necks. Don't give them confidence. Don't let the home crowd into this. Just go out there and find that flipping dog, as Billy Madison's teacher once said, Miss Lippy. You got to get out there and dominate, because if they get confidence and the crowd gets behind them, it's just going to build. As you said, as Katie said, at some point the Miami Heat are going to win a ball game.
Right.
And they're a good team. You don't want that to be against you.
Yeah, don't let it be you, right?
They've lost 7 in a row.
Yeah, they're just I don't know how much of it too has been putting Terry Rozier kind of in the mix, the 0-4 with him. Sure. Some of it I'm sure, but man, it's hard to believe that they've lost this many in a row. And some game they're having trouble scoring. They're just having trouble with a few things. I hope the Kings can make it through this.
I do too. And then you know what? 4-0 on the roadie with 3 left.
That'd be fabulous. Yeah. And I think it's then it's Indiana back to back with Chicago, and it closes with Cleveland. So.
And if they even get one of those 3,
right,
you got a 5-2 roadie. That'd
be great.
Fan-flippantastic. From the 714, Pat Riley is the Al Pacino from the Devil's Advocate of the NBA.
Great movie.
Did you like that movie?
Love that movie.
I can never
He loved it because it's terrible.
Yes.
It is a great movie that is also, it could possibly be the most Keanu-iest performance he ever had. Like some of his serious acting lines in there, it is 100% Bill and Ted.
Over, I would put Dracula up there.
That looked good.
I never saw.
Oh, you got to see Keanu Reeves with an English accent.
I did not see that at all.
No, he had an English accent.
He's playing an English character.
No.
Some might say Francis Ford Coppola's best work.
No.
Wow.
Hey, pip, cheerio. I'm Keanu Reeves and I'm English. And this is how I talk and I'm English.
That's a really good Keanu.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Somebody said Anthony Edwards was fined $250,000. I can't find that anywhere, so go away. Yeah, dude. Keanu Reeves is the best worst actor of all time, but he's a really good dude, so he gets away with
amazing
it.
guy.
A super amazing guy. Also,
he's John Wick.
Yeah. I've never seen any of those, by the way.
You haven't?
Oh, wow.
Are they good?
Yes.
Are they really?
Yes.
Is it better than Constantine?
Yes.
Really? I like Constantine. All right.
I was expecting Point Break.
Better than Constantine.
Hey, are we going to jump? All right. When we come back, crosstalk with Styles and Watkins and celebrity birthdays are coming up right after this.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis, put the frosting on the cake, put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle Draper, also known as Drapes, here for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. That's where I got my gorgeous black-on-black EQS SUV. I'll be honest, it's the most stunning car I've ever owned, and let me tell you why I love it. First of all, the minute you step inside, you feel like you're driving a luxury vehicle. Plus, I love the onboard navigation system, and I tell you what, my kids just love the front seat and rear seat heating option. You know how it is up here in Northern California. You got to have that during the winter. And of course, during the summer, you got to have seat cooling. Well, my Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV has that as well. Go see my friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. They believe, guys, that when you buy the world's finest car, it should be an experience you'll never forget. It's the greatest car shopping experience I've ever had. They were tremendous. The ease of buying, they just made it super simple. It's just 30 minutes from Sacramento, right off of I-5. And of course, you can always go online at mbofstockton.com.
If you think getting hurt in an accident is bad, wait until you deal with the aftermath. Even what seems like a small accident can have devastating consequences to your health, employment, finances, and family. All this can be avoided by getting the right help and calling the Scranton Law Firm. Since 1973, we've collected $500 million for our clients and helped thousands of people just like you. Call us at 1-800-707-0707 or ScrantonLawFirm.com.
I remember as if it were yesterday. I reached down to move a nightstand and was astonished at the weight of the piece. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At that moment, I instantly recognized the difference between Naturewood's quality furniture that will last a lifetime versus lesser quality furniture found elsewhere. Now, I suppose there's a huge difference in what you'd put in your first apartment and what you would live with in the comfort of your own home. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings Made in USA sale is a great time to fill your home with solid, superior quality furniture to reflect your own love for life. With brands like Sam Moore, Stanton, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and many more, Naturewood Home Furnishings has tables, chairs, couches, and, yes, nightstands, and more at their Made in USA sale. Find furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure that you'll get your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
And Jackson Hewitt also guarantees the accuracy of your return for life.
Hewitt!
So don't just sit there. For your biggest refund guaranteed, walk into a Jackson Hewitt today and dance out Jackson Hewitt! Yeah!
I tried to quit smoking cigarettes probably hundreds of times over the years. 2 or 3 days into quitting again, I go get into a vehicle and guess what? There's a pack of cigarettes in there. I mean, I've got the unlit cigarette in my hand. And I said to myself, why do I even try to quit if I'm going to cave so easily every time? Something clicked in my head that told me I can do this.
Every attempt is part of your story to quit for good. Visit Kick It California today at kickitca.org.
Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than freshly baked and home-delivered crumble cookies.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael.
Is there like a place?
Yeah, you go and you check, and it's like a historical building. My mom made us go.
Which is the better canal, Suez or Panama?
You know,
if there were two canals, if they were just going at it, who wins that fight?
Canal beef.
Wow. Yeah,
I mean the Panama Canal is just so important to the U.S. history.
Yeah,
not a good moment of U.S. history.
No.
How are you, Chris?
Great.
I see you're wearing your A's hat today.
Yes, I am.
Do you support them staying in Oakland?
Yes. Yes. That's like if I did
another side.
Just saying, you guys.
This sounds like a Senate inquiry.
You guys,
what are you doing for climate change?
I agree that you do want the Oakland A's to stay, Mr. Watkins.
When did I become John Goodman from Tennessee? You guys made the rounds yesterday with your inside sources there, guy.
We got sources. That's right. That's right. Check it out. It's on YouTube if you haven't seen it. Interested in the future of the A's. Everything is possible. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. That's a song.
That's what Dave Cavill said.
And Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett screamed it.
Wasn't that the Lego song too?
I think everything is awesome.
Yeah. It would be if they stayed.
And possible.
Yeah.
We're talking earlier today. I think the mayor needs to get off her butt a little bit and get aggressive on this thing from Oakland. And got to raise $1 million and get this thing on the ballot. We were saying, like, all the hullabaloo and malarkey, that if they can just raise $1 million, they put this on the ballot in Nevada, it's not going to pass. Mm-hmm. You want to block them from going to Nevada, you raise $1 million. Mm-hmm. I think we should start that here.
Got a few bucks.
Hey, that's a Bonneville thing, man. Getting in the community,
right? They actually tell us that, right?
Yeah. They go out of their way to give us like time off.
Yeah. They might even match.
Ooh,
probably would.
Oh my God! If it was
so, we only have to get $500,000.
Hey,
we're almost there.
That'd be good PR.
Mm-hmm.
We'll pitch it.
Yeah,
to John Bonneville.
Oh, John.
Huh?
I'll call him at home or
text.
Office number.
Very busy.
Number. Wow.
Fax him. But I always run out of time because I yammer. So let me get it in now. What is coming up on the show today?
How you never bring up Jane Bonneville?
True. Great point. Wow.
Because Jane
Katie
Bonneville
was right.
Jane Bonneville
was right.
They called me a chauvinist earlier. I'll tell you why. Because Jane Bonneville is the CEO.
Yeah.
And
she's busy.
Too busy
all the
for
time.
all of this crap.
Yeah.
John's
got
like
time
the
to text,
hands-on guy.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I did that because you kind of put me on the spot with the A's thing. That was not fair.
Well, good, because it's National Backward Day.
Really?
And so I'm backwards of what you
there
just
you go.
did. I'm
wow.
Yeah. It's also
Look at us.
National Hot Chocolate Day.
Okay. Chris.
What?
Wow.
This is not a hot chocolate.
No, but at the games, that's your
I'm a cider
schedule.
guy. I'm a cider guy.
Yeah.
I do hot chocolate every so often.
Hot apple cider.
Hot apple cider.
You mean like adult cider or like cider?
Both. Absolutely both. But
can we talk about that?
Yeah,
Adult cider?
the adult cider. Yeah,
because I'm super
I get shamed.
I get super shamed.
I've gotten shamed by bartenders before.
Oh wait, hold on.
Why?
Is this the whole don't put fruit in your beer?
Essentially,
okay.
yeah.
Here's the thing about that.
It's just soft.
Just to
is
remember,
how they view it.
The same people that say don't put fruit in your beer are the same people that would shame you for cider. Are the same people that are mad about Taylor Swift. Okay, that's the same person.
And boneless wings.
And boneless wings. Those are real
I
names.
feel like we're not quite getting the same crop
and
of people.
fall for Chris.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
What do they all?
If I'm a fall person, I should like cider, right?
That's true. Very true.
No, I'm huge on cider.
Cider's
I think
great.
it's outstanding.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes I just want a little lighter fare, you know.
I want something that tastes good. Like, what a crazy concept.
Yeah.
I prefer a
But
hot
the problem
toddy
is,
to a
but the
cider.
problem
That's
is,
fine.
they'll.
Okay.
It's kind of a funny thing on my social media because my wife just loves, she loves the real deal. So she's got a double IPA, and I'm over here with the cider.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Whose drink is that?"
Yeah.
I don't drink it all, but if I have like a beer, I don't think beer tastes good.
Agreed.
And I think that IPA, like my wife will drink like double oatmeal stout IPA, whatever. Yeah, and I'll like take a sip, and I swear to God, it tastes like pine trees.
It's not great.
It tastes like you're drinking bark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe what it is, those people with
bitterness, it's
cilantro,
just-
that cilantro
or
tastes
soap.
like soap.
Yeah,
something
maybe.
similar to that.
Because I love
You got that.
cilantro, but I love soap.
I've actually never
Yeah.
met someone who it actually tastes like soap. I've just
Yeah,
heard it
that's-
exists.
Might
You
not
have.
even exist.
Yeah.
IPA is ass. That's all
It's so bad.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I'm into
painful.
it sometimes. I gotta
Some
drink it
days,
early.
Yes.
Gotta drink it early so I can get it out. I can burn it off. But
Yeah. I mean, if it's a business trip and you're like, look, I'm here for one reason.
Right.
I get why you're drinking IPAs, but if it's just like, hey, it's
what's
a
the
beautiful.
ABV? What's the ABV on
Yeah,
that?
exactly.
Well, what is that one? Pliny the Elder?
Yeah.
That everyone's after. And like, I
Really?
found my wife, I found her.
Pliny
like,
the Younger.
oh, is it Pliny the Younger?
No.
Yeah.
It's Pliny
No,
the
Pliny the Younger is like that's the one you
The
have to get
award winner.
from there. Yeah.
Whichever one that is, they had it at Bevmo or something. I brought her home for a
that's
bottle.
Pliny the Elder.
And I'm like, oh, I've got to try this. It's won all the awards and blah, 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 blah. Take a sip.
Yeah.
It just,
It's just not for you. But
No.
I'm the seltzer guy too. And I was like, Alan, grow up. I'm like, yeah. So
bro, you know what you should do next time a bartender is like, somebody gives you crap over that? Just look them straight in the eyes and be like, what do you mean by that?
yeah. No, I mean, look, I
And just hold the
don't
stare, dude.
care.
I just don't care.
What are you
Yeah,
trying
I'm
to
just
say?
like, it's funny to me that you care
My
more than
money's
I
still
do.
good.
Actually,
I think one of the first times Chris and I were still kind of
think it
figuring out
was
if this
literally
was
the
going
first
to
time.
do this thing. We grabbed lunch after the show in downtown Sac, and we both ordered a cider. And we kind of just looked at each other.
It was very
this is
gonna
stepbrothers
work.
moment. Like, did we just become best
Yeah,
friends?
this is gonna work.
Locked eyes
Yeah.
over the
Did one order it first, or did it just both happen?
I think it just happened.
It'd be great if you said it at the same time.
Yeah.
I'll take a cider. Wow.
We got to make a show.
Right.
Yeah. Call Steve.
There are people who are not going to tune into our show because we drink ciders.
And
You know
again,
what?
those people have an any problem.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh, what?
issue. The problem ain't with you. Their problems.
That's what I was thinking. Any Audi, like a belly button?
Not like a belly button. Going somewhere else.
Oh,
That's,
okay.
that's
I
the-
like this guy.
That's the problem. That's their issue. Celebrity birthdays. As we lose 40% of our audience, brought to you by Celebrity Birthdays.
Come back.
Our celebrity birthdays. Also, crumble cookies.
Yes, that's what it's right.
Crumble cookies. They're awesome. Eat them now.
Yeah.
With family. And if they have a cider flavored one,
Yeah.
dive in.
Exactly.
Go for it.
With a fork.
Birthdays, Jason.
Happy birthday to Justin
Timberlake.
Bieber.
Trudeau.
Credible.
That's incredible. Timberlake is correct. How old is JT?
He just came out with a new song. He's back.
Saturday
Right?
Night.
Saturday
It was on
Night Live.
SNL, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
He's got the perfect life, right?
He does.
Just drops a song once every 3 years and then just disappears again.
The best musical thing I've seen in the last 10 years is Justin Bieber with Chris.
What's his Timberlake?
Justin Timberlake, Chris
Thank you.
Stapleton,
And Chris
Say
Stapleton.
Something music videos. Fantastic.
No, Bieber was better.
That's exactly right. All of you are right.
Bieber with Kenny Rogers.
Yes. Justin is 44.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
But is he 46?
Is he?
No,
Is he?
he's
We'll find out.
either 47 or 4. I'll say 48.
He is 45.
47
All
or
right.
48.
Carmichael Dave for the win. 43.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I love you, Dad.
Happy birthday, Nolan.
Ryan.
Nolan. Oh, that's gonna be it. But hold on. What's Nolan?
Katie.
Arenado.
Smith.
Oh, Richardson.
All right, good. Nolan Ryan is
Yeah,
correct.
it's Nolan Ryan.
How old is Nolan Ryan?
Say Katie. Nolan.
Yeah, Katie Nolan.
Oh.
Nolan Ryan is 70. Yeah, you wouldn't think so, but he is. Do the math.
I definitely wouldn't think so. 64. No.
69.
73.
Christopher Ladd for the win. 77.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
Still throw 77. too.
Vernon
Davis.
Maxwell.
You got them all today. Vernon
Wow.
Davis.
VD is. That's his nickname.
I've never heard that one.
You've never heard that? All his friends call him that. He is.
Those aren't friends.
He is 41.
39.
Big 4-0.
38.
We have a correct answer.
Yeah.
And it goes to Christopher Ladd. 40
Oh.
for Vernon
Good job,
Davis.
Chris. You got the BD.
Yes.
I got VD now.
Yeah. Good for you.
Well.
Now.
Robert
Griffin the third.
Kraft.
Robert.
Louis Stevens.
Sala. How old is Robert Sala today?
Robert Sala is 45.
Yep, 44.
50.
46.
Carmichael Dave, correct answer. 45.
That's right. By the way, he's also known as the Duke, Vernon Davis.
He likes that
But he
nickname better.
prefers VD. For Jason, don't take that out of context. For Jason,
How can we
Chris,
not?
For all our guests, we'll see you tomorrow. Light the beam tonight, would you? Don't be Robitussin. These guys are next. Bye now. I'm not walking over there before I get my coffee.